Cancel culture is about canceling it.
Up yours. Woke moralists. Up yours.
Systematic bullying that's happening.
And they believe that
Cocaína.
Never had a gun, but it's the wax that the Terminator X spun. Now they got me in a cell cause my records they sell. Cause a brother like me said, well,
born like this, it's born like this, immaculate conception. Not transform like this, perform like this, which yells you a new weapon. I don't contemplate, I meditate, then off your head. This that puts against the bed, this that I got realness, I just push, cause it's in my DNA. I got millions, I got riches building in my DNA. I got dark, I got evil that rot inside my DNA. I got off, I got trouble, some heart inside my DNA.
They seem animalistic is what I mean.
No, they're worse than animals.
The woke mob, they ruin everything.
They stopped Ben Shapiro from going to events and speaking. They stopped Ann Coulter from doing it.
I will never surrender even a single inch of ground to a pitchfork mob.
You never cave to the mob.
We will never bow to the mob. Ever. No matter what.
Do you see the final expression of cancel culture in terrorist groups like
We'll see who cancels who. They want you to comply.
Hello.
And then there were two.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
I was gonna say, whoa, hold on, everyone! Don't all trip over each other trying to talk first today.
We'll still talk over each other. It'll be like normal. Should we tell them? So the Leftist Mafia has been shaken up a little bit. We decided to do a coup, and we kicked David, Ariana, Rebecca, and Lance all off the show permanently. So
right, it's not the Leftist Mafia anymore. It's the leftist small group of people.
Yeah, we're gonna be bringing in some replacements very soon. One of them, I can't spill on who that's gonna be, but it rhymes with
Pasan Hiker.
Mana Asparian and Masan. We're bringing Anna and Masan.
Just switch the first two letters. Switch the first letter of the first name and the first letter of the last name, and it'll give you a little hint of who's joining us. Ready for this one? Chris Cuomo.
He'd be certainly a vibrant addition to the channel. He would add some colorful commentary for sure. I'm sure we'd have some spirited debates.
Right.
Do we go full screen? I think that's okay,
too
right?
Close.
You think it's too close?
No.
I kind of feel like it's okay, but that's
it doesn't
fine.
matter
That's
to me.
fine.
It doesn't matter to me. I could get up close and personal with all.
Just because there's so much like blank space, since there's only two of us, that it kind of irks me. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's my OCD. I'm not sure, but
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it.
Okay. Well, there's still some great stuff to talk about today. Usually this is more of a doom and gloom podcast, at least from my perspective. But there was some good news last night or yesterday because there were 27 senators that voted against sending aid to Israel, which is now a record high, which is very, very encouraging to see. It should be 100% of Democratic senators. Nonetheless, that's a huge improvement, and I think that it indicates a little bit of a turning point within the Democratic Party. I'm not saying that they're all of a sudden going to be rah-rah Palestine and, get good, but I think that they're finally waking up to the new political reality that their position is untenable. Will they try to just placate us and not actually meaningfully change? Sure. Nonetheless, I think that this is a positive sign. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely a a step in the right direction. It's always good to see those ranks grow, and I obviously we have to continue to we as in people as a whole have to continue to advocate for this for their congressperson, whether it be senator or house member or whatever, to vote in this way. And it's certainly a step in the right direction. At the same time, I feel like we're seeing a lot of people who are rhetorically trying to act as if they've always been outraged about this. And I think it's important to not let people rewrite history, but at the same time, we need to advocate that they are welcome to finally get it right. If there are someone in power, especially, and them finally getting it right could actually help stop, or at least apply pressure to stop what's going on, the genocide in Gaza, the starvation of innocent men, women, and children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hopefully you can hear me. My headphones were going out.
Oh no,
dying,
I heard
but,
you. Did you hear me?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I got most of what you said. It just died towards the end. But yeah, no, I agree. I feel like it's sad that it basically had to get so much worse before it got better politically. And that's really the sad part, is that even though there's so many people, I think, cynically and politically calling for additional aid now, it may be too late, because I talked about an interview from an Oregon doctor who was a physician in Gaza for several months. He just came back at the end of June, and he said, if you reach a point where you are not fed and you go hungry, it's irreversible. Like, your organs like start to auto digest, like the gut.
I mean, it's already
auto-digests.
gotten to that point, and we should say that, like, at this point, it's not, they don't just need food there. Like, obviously, food will help the people who have not yet fallen into that category of the starvation and malnutrition, and they need doctors, because there are people who are going to be so far deep into this that you can't just drop food to them. Like, they're going to need they're going to need IV. They're going to need the food to be literally inserted into their body via tubes. Like, it's not, this is what happens when you suffer from this. It becomes more than just, I need to eat. It becomes a serious medical condition.
Yeah, you need intensive care. You need a lot. So just like dropping aid, that's not going to do much at this point for so many Gazans. And it's just, or Palestinians in Gaza, I should say. And yeah, it's really gut-wrenching to see. And it's nice to now hear so many politicians say how tragic it is to look at what's happening in Gaza. But the fact that they're doing it so late is really ridiculous.
Oh, look
David!
who's here! David Dole. Uh-oh, we don't hear you.
Muted.
Yeah. Also, it looks like you are broadcasting from a 1980s tube television. Why is your... Do you see that too, Mike? Like, the quality looks like...
There we go.
There we go, yeah. It looked like standard definition from, like, a tube TV. But it's
I think
now.
you're muted, David.
Yeah, we still don't hear you.
Oh, it's... Maybe I can... Okay, I can't.
It says you're muted, like, in StreamYard. Like, I'm trying to unmute you, but it won't let me.
Oh, okay.
There
I was having
go.
I was turning on my soundboard and it was giving me weirdish, so I thought it was that, but okay.
Oh, okay. Nice
Well,
to
it's
see
great
you,
to have
David.
you here.
Yeah. I sent a message that I didn't realize it was just two of you, so I felt bad. So I'm like, all right, I'll come in.
It's all good. I mean, we were going to deal with it. I mean, it's Lance's birthday, right? I don't want to get it
it's
wrong.
Lance's birthday. Happy birthday to Lance, by the way.
Happy birthday, Lance.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
And then Ariana was going to join us, but there was mass flooding here in New York City.
That's crazy.
And, if you were paying attention, you didn't, go for a walk and take a subway to go wherever she was going, and then realize all the subways are flooded and you can't get back home. But, not everyone pays attention to that stuff.
Doesn't New York flood like every couple of years? There's like a big flood.
We get a lot of, it happens. Yeah, it was a big flood today. Because it was a mass amount of rainfall in a very short period of time. In I think Queens, well, that's where I am, but in Queens and Brooklyn got it pretty bad. Certain areas were pretty flooded. I've seen lots of video clips, lots of pictures of flooded areas. My family, while I was doing the Majority Report today, they went out to get lunch and they got caught in it and they had to go through some serious flooding. But they were good. Everyone seems to be good. Yeah, it is what it is, right?
That sucks. Damn.
Ariana is fine, everyone. Someone asked, I hope
Yeah,
Ariana's
she is fine.
She's fine. She's fine.
She
I wouldn't
messaged us, so
I wouldn't have made that joke if it was serious, obviously.
you probably would have. Let's be honest.
No, like if she was like, I'm literally drowning in Park Slope or something, I would have been like, oh shit. I would not have made a joke.
Well, that's good at least, but I have my doubts, Matt. Always the one to make inappropriate jokes. Unlike me, I always make appropriate jokes
You are
at the
perfect.
perfect time.
Yeah.
Yes, I would never say anything uncouth.
If
or
Ariana was
unbecoming of
about
a leftist.
If Ariana was about 60 years older, you would be right there with me.
Fair point. Fair point. So I wanted to talk about the Nelk Boys. Have you all heard about the controversy where they platformed Benjamin Netanyahu and got extreme pushback from their audience? This was such an embarrassing thing. I did a video on it, but they were basically doing these softball interviews. They asked him what his McDonald's order was, and that was honestly like the hardest pushback because he said he prefers Burger King. It was honestly one of the grossest things ever. They got cooked by their audience. So after the backlash, when they realized how bad it was, they said they're going to bring on a Palestinian or a pro-Palestinian guest, and they chose to bring on Bassem Youssef. And my God, Bassem Youssef did not hold back. The things that he said, I haven't watched the whole thing. I just saw a couple of clips online. So not only did he say, listen, you can't infantilize yourselves. You're 30-year-olds, so you can't make it seem as if you're
Can we share
dummies.
clips here, or are they weird with like copyright stuff?
We could share their clips, yeah, because I was able to play their clips.
We should share that clip. So because I saw that one clip.
Yeah,
let's watch it. I don't even know what you
good.
guys are talking about. I mean, I do know about the
You have it there?
Boys interview with.
I have it all ready to go.
I know about the interview with Netanyahu. I know that they were steamrolled by their audience for it, thankfully.
Right.
And
He even called them out for calling Zoran Mamdani anti-Semitic because one of the guys had said, yeah, that guy, Zoran Mamdani, he asked Netanyahu about Mamdani, and he said that anti-Semite. And Bassem said something to the effect of, where'd you get this information? And he said, oh, I saw it on X. So like
They
these
just
guys
parrot shit. They're so
idiots.
fucking stupid. Like,
Yeah.
I hadn't even heard of these guys, and I guess that's my
Same.
blind spot until the Netanyahu interview, and they're apparently massive.
I had come across them in 2021 when I was reporting on the mass amount of influencers scamming their fans with meme coins, like their own meme coins. And the Nelk Boys had at the time been one of the rare big influencers to criticize the practice of influencers doing that. And then shortly after they did, they criticized, and like a couple months after I wrote I put out my reporting, they launched their own meme coin.
Seriously? Well, that's not the worst thing about them, believe it or not. So I did not know a lot about them after their interview with Netanyahu. I looked into them, and apparently there's more than just the two Nelk Boys. It's like a rotating cast. And there's another Nelk Boy called Steve Will Do It, and he actually did a podcast with some other guy. I'm not sure if he's part of the Nelk Boys cinematic universe, but Steve Will Do It admitted that he is into bestiality. Not into bestiality. I should be more charitable. He admitted that he jerks off his dog.
Oh my God!
He literally admitted this. I don't know if we need to watch the clip.
So did they kick him off, or is he still part of the rotating cast?
Wait. When you say we
know.
don't know, when you say we don't know if we need to watch the clip, I hope you're not talking about a clip of.
No. And it's crazy
Then I
because
would
it clicked
say
for
yes.
me.
We definitely don't need to watch that one. We don't need
Back
to watch
when
that clip.
No, of course not. Back when I used to watch the H3 podcast, embarrassingly, I was a fan of them, but they actually played that clip of Steve Will Do It talking about this, and they were making fun of him for it. And it clicked with me after this podcast. I'm like, wait, isn't that part of the Nelk Boys? And that's how I originally heard of them, but I had kind of like destroyed that information in my brain because I didn't want to know about this guy who jerked off his dog. Deeply, deeply, deeply fucking disturbed person. The way that he described it was him being like sympathetic to his dog because his dog can't reach his junk. And so he was empathetic because it's like, well, I would want to do it if I were a dog, but I couldn't. So I'm doing that for my dog. Like, I'm not joking. Like, these are the types of people that we're dealing with here. They're truly mentally ill and so idiotic that he did not think sharing that would be a bad thing to share. Like, I mean, like the fact that he did that, insane. But he shared it and was like, yeah, no big deal. So that's just to give you like a little bit of insight into these people. We're not dealing with normal human beings. We are dealing with subhuman degenerates who suck off war criminals. We should call them the milk boys because they milked Netanyahu's dick. But thankfully, they got cooked by Bassem. I'm not sure what this clip is. This was shared by somebody who just said that they got cooked. It's like general stuff. But I have specific clips if they don't address like the Zoran portion here. But I'll just go ahead and press play.
We should have grilled him 50,000, 100,000 times harder, but something we can't get back, and we'll probably always regret
of course,
that,
but I know you can't get back this like trip in Israel, but I'm just telling you, this was like part of a much bigger propaganda effort, right? And a country that spends $150 million on its image, they are covering something. They when they spread all of these propaganda, it's like, we're not starving people in Gaza. You understand that this conversation has been happening for 2 years. First of all, I'm not absolving you from your trip. You guys are not little kids. You are fucking 30 years old, right? People in your age have families and they have a career, and you need to stop. I'm just saying this because you're my little brothers, but you're not little, right? You need to stop infantilizing yourself. It's like, we're just stupid people doing stupid stuff. You're 30 years old and you need to be aware of what's happening in the world, and that your reach and your platforms mean something and it affects people. And I think the biggest reason why people were so upset for you, not because you brought someone and you didn't contest him, that it is the talking point that he used is the same talking points that have been used for 2 years to kill thousands of people, right? So, I mean, and part of the reason why people were so angry is that, forget, even if you don't know anything about the conflict, there was like a total lack of critical thinking.
Yeah, there's more to this, but
how
great.
Like what did they think the response to this was going to be? I don't understand why. Like, what did they think?
Right.
I'm trying to understand what did they.
I don't think they thought that's the problem.
But did they think? Right. Did they think like they got because like their love of Trump, it would be the equivalent or something? Like they got. I'm sure their audience.
Part of it was clout. They admitted it was
clout.
Clout inadvertently. They were like, wow, you know, we used to do pranks, and now we've got this international leader on. And in a different clip, he says, we knew that he was controversial, but we were ignorant to what was going on in Gaza. And so it gets worse because one of them admitted that the questions were scripted. Like, they gave them a sheet of questions that they could ask, and they were like, well, you know, we deviated from... But, I mean, they very clearly did not deviate because they didn't ask him a single challenging question.
The Burger King question was something they were given.
Well, that might have been the only time when they deviated, right?
but maybe not. Maybe they were, like, given this, and they were like, oh, yeah, this sounds totally good and above the board and something we should ask.
Didn't the White House set it up? Isn't that what they said?
It wouldn't surprise me if that...
Yeah. The White House set it up. So like they're like they probably thought, oh wow, this is like so cool. The White House setting up this interview with this world leader. This is a big deal. They were just purely thinking about clout and like how cool it was to have a world leader. They didn't like, these people are fucking stupid. Like I
right.
That isn't to absolve them of what they did. It's just to like, you know, these aren't like evil people being like, we're gonna recycle Netanyahu's image. But that's what they did by being that goddamn stupid.
Right. No, but also like I'm so happy that Bassem Youssef called them out for like their response. Like all these fucking guys, they do this shit. They fucking get the audience, they get the platform that they have, and then they fucking do shit like this that goes well beyond what they're able to do, but they just do it because it'll get them attention. and they fucking shrink into this little fucking shy little boy type character. We're like, oh, we're just stupid. Like, what are we supposed to know?
I'm just a small bean, ooh. I didn't know any better. It's insufferable.
Also, but like this even extends to like them being 30-year-olds with a fucking prank platform. You're fucking 30 years old.
Well, they were
doing
pranksters.
Pranks.
They've grown up since then.
Oh, please, yeah, grown up and done,
Clearly.
Yeah. I mean, I hate this shit, man. I seriously think these people are scum of the earth. I think people like this, all these fucking influencers who fucking got careers doing shit like this, are scum of the earth, the lowest of the low.
And what's funny is that this actually backfired in a way for Netanyahu as well, because he doesn't have the riz. He's deeply unlikable, and they got so much heat that in a stream that they did on Kick after the interview went live, they said, oh yeah, it made sense because one of the commenters said, and I'm paraphrasing, one of the commenters said that it's as if you interviewed the modern day Hitler, and that made so much sense. I didn't think of it that way. So I mean, like, not the best thing you want to hear if you're Benjamin Netanyahu. Didn't go over swimmingly because the obvious attempt here was to win over younger people, younger men in particular, on the podcast circuit. So it did not work. But still, the fact that they tried to launder the reputation of a genocide heir, this is something that they should never live down. Like, they need to carry this shame for the rest of their lives. They have to be remembered for this because you cannot allow this kind of shit to happen. Like, if you are going to platform somebody who has murdered hundreds of thousands of people, you never get to live that down. I'm sorry.
Also, like I don't believe they really fucking like care. Honestly, like the idea.
I don't
that
think they do either.
Like they have Bassem Youssef on. You know what this does for them? Like, it's great that he does it because I think it's important that he speaks to that audience. You gotta, you have to take it where you can get it, and certainly these guys have a large audience, but. The thinking from these people, we know what they think. They just view this as, oh, even more content.
Yeah.
Oh, this will get us in. I mean, you see how this has benefited all these guys. These guys don't care. They have no introspection. They have no morals. And this goes for people like Logan Paul, all these guys. Everything to them is just another chance to make money, generate more views, get a larger audience. They don't give a shit. They have no shame. There's nothing like anything I just meant. There's none of it. There's none of it. They are. If I was a religious person, I would say these people are soulless because they truly have nothing in them. That there's nothing.
Yeah, it's just opportunism and clout and okay, this is the next clip here.
Like if I start,
you know what it is? I think some of the shit's so dark.
Yes.
That you almost don't want to believe it.
Exactly.
I think that's part of the problem.
It's
like
that
when you say something like that, my initial reaction is like,
this is a conspiracy.
I don't want to believe it. Not a conspiracy. I don't want to believe it because it's like, it's scary how fucked up that would be if it was true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's why I didn't want this interview to saying like, hey guys, you fucked up, you're terrible people, look what you did. And I didn't want to just chase every single lie that Netanyahu says because it's exhausting. I just wanted you to understand the level of psychopathy that this regime is. I'm like...
and
there's another clip here that...
I mean, I think Bassem Youssef is being very generous to them. He's obviously on their show, so I get it. But I would say that psychopathy extends to these guys as well. I mean, the idea, like, like his answer, I don't want to believe. You don't want to believe it. It literally, this is like something I could imagine a small child sitting next to Miss Rachel saying this to her, and her explaining what's going on in Gaza because she's fucking one. Yeah.
It's cope and damage control, so that way they don't look like they're monsters. It's like, no, because that same guy who said that admitted that he was ignorant to what was going on, but now he's saying later on, it's so bad. I just couldn't believe it. I had cognitive dissonance. When you knew well aware what you were doing, and you chose to do it anyway because you wanted the clout.
I believe there are people who are ignorant to what's going on. And those are people who pay. They're not in politics at all. They pay no attention. They don't. They're just. I get it. There definitely are. I would say if you have a fucking podcast or a show or a platform or whatever, and you endorse Donald Trump, did videos with Donald Trump, and then you're being given Netanyahu, and you fucking know who Netanyahu is, even just on a base level, like basic knowledge, You know enough. Give me a break, please. To not know, to not be educated on the very basics of Israel is perpetrating. At least if you don't know what genocide is happening, Israel is perpetrating a horrific act on innocent men, women, and children in Gaza. It is absolutely impossible to not know this basic level stuff if you ever spend even a few minutes online, and it's especially impossible to say you don't know if you do any sort of current events related online show. Give me a break.
And if they really don't know, then don't have the people on. Like, I don't, dive into topics I don't know anything about. Like, why did and I'm someone who reads this shit every day. But if I don't feel comfortable discussing a certain topic, I'm not going to get into it until I know enough. Like, for these people to really not know anything, or at least have just a basic understanding, they at least have the awareness to understand you cannot tackle this in a way that is going to be worth. I mean, I guess it's worth their time because they got the attention, but worth the time of society to hear what you're saying.
Yeah. No, I mean it's clear they feel this way not because they had some sort of revelation. They feel this way because they received blowback and they had no idea that much of the audience, their audience, would be against Israel. Because if it was the other way around and they heard nothing but good things from at least a significant portion of their audience, then this oh, I don't know what we did would not be happening. Give me a break. They would be dunking on the pro-Palestinian activists just like any other run-of-the-mill conservative if their audience wasn't, against this.
Mm-hmm. This is a clip. I have two more clips to show you. This is a follow-up to what they were just talking about laundering the reputation of Netanyahu.
That video, guys, that you did, it has 7.5 million views on YouTube. Even if October 7th didn't happen, you unknowingly were used as a part to launder their propaganda and give people and just like go into their heads and just like plant these horrible images about Palestinians. So people's like, oh, there's just a bunch of people staying in tents. It's okay to kill them. So you understand?
No, I'm just trying to digest it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a break.
Yeah. So it's
that dude in particular. I said this when I did my video. I don't know his name, but you could tell there's just nothing going on up there.
Oh,
like,
yeah. They're
dumb as a fucking box of rocks. My God.
There are certain people who you could just look at and know that the cymbal clapping monkey is just in that head of theirs. That's it. There's nothing going on in there. You could just tell. Yeah.
Just
give me a
nothing.
break. I mean, the interview is still up on their YouTube. I checked.
Yes.
Usually I wouldn't say take you down because you should fess up to your shit. But I mean, at the same time, like, what purpose is this serving?
Yeah.
Yeah. It hurts them because there is not a single comment that is in favor of the Milk Boys. All of them are shitting on them, saying they unsubscribe. And people say that all the time if you post anything, right? As a creator, we know this. But I checked their social blade. It says that they lost 10,000 subscribers. Now, that could just be like they went from, 2.1 million to 2 point, it might not mean a lot.
Like, who's the audience for that channel to begin with? Other dumb people, right. I have to imagine. Like, who else is going to be watching them?
Yeah.
So that's also why, like, what they did is so destructive, because you're interviewing Netanyahu favorably to an audience that I'm sure are sponges that just don't know shit because they're watching you.
Right. It's like they are part of this podcast sphere along with the Rogan viewers where they just kind of listen and parrot whatever they see and hear. They're like sponges where they soak up whatever bullshit, is shoveled down their throats. So yeah, the fact that they rebelled is impressive for the audience. And I think it kind of speaks to just how bad Netanyahu is and the way he's perceived in the US. This clip here is him asking about the accusation that Zoran Mamdani is anti-Semitic. Because that was like the way he said it, just matter-of-factly. Yeah, this anti-Semitic guy, Zoran, was so fucked up. So you're going to see Bassem confront them on that.
Right? So, for example, when you were in interview and you were talking about New York, it's like, oh, Mamdani, that guy is like anti-Semitic, right? Where does this come from?
Just stuff I see on X.
Yes, stuff you see on X, but you don't question why is he anti-Semitic, right? What did he say, though, right?
I mean, what do you say to that? Like, what the fuck?
These
I
guys
just saw it
are
on X.
I mean, listen. I think it's obvious they're playing stupid here. Like they fucking.
I think so
too.
too.
If you wanna like get down to it, these guys are probably fucking Zionists. I mean, look at who they interview. Like the idea that they're playing.
You think they have like a fully formed opinion on Zionism? I think they're just stupid.
No, I mean, when it comes to Mamdani, I think they probably think he's an anti-Semite because that's the conservative line. Like, look who they.
Yeah, that's what because they're stupid. I don't know if they actually believe anything. I think they're just parroting shit they hear.
Over the past year, this is who they've interviewed. All right, you got some UFC guys, Dana White, who is Donald Trump supporter,
yeah.
John Jones, Bill Maher, Byron Donalds. Why they interviewed Byron fucking Donalds? But they're interviewing Byron Donalds, Sean Hannity, Theo Vaughn, Aiden Ross. We got Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, Donald Trump, Jordan Peterson, Kevin O'Leary, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Patrick Bet-David, J.D. Vance, and then get this, right before J.D. Vance, their interview right before him was with Will Smith. I mean, these are guys who clearly are conservative, and they didn't fucking call Mamdani an anti-Semite because they're just dumb influencers who fucking just looked on X and saw they was being called an anti-Semite, so they just... No, these fucking guys are trying to play it up now that they made a big mistake and that they're not those guys. They are. These guys are dumb. They're dumb, and they are right-wingers.
They're definitely both those.
Mutually exclusive, yeah.
Ironically, after they brought on Netanyahu, they did this stream, or whenever their interview went live, I referenced the Kick stream when they were talking to audience and whatnot. So they chatted with Adam Friedland and Hassan about like why this was bad, and it was a great conversation. Adam Friedman was like, "Why don't you just go back to pranks?" And then they ironically brought on Nick Fuentes, who explained why you shouldn't platform people like Benjamin Netanyahu. So I just feel like there's no hope for them, to go from modern day Hitler to a neo-Nazi. Like, I feel like you have to stick a fork in them. They're done. There's no learning. Their brains are incapable of learning. Like the neural synapses aren't, there's no sparks there, right? Like there's nothing there. So I feel like if you are a fan of these dudes, you owe it to yourself to listen to somebody that's more intelligent, who's not gonna kill off your brain cells, because like this is truly just like, to say it's slop would be a compliment almost. Like that's how shitty this is. And by the way, I found the clip. I'm not gonna play it for you all because we don't need to hear that. But if you want to see it yourself, there is a clip. If you search "Steve will do it dog," it is this clip right here, where he talks about jerking off his dog. So yeah, that's the kind of people we're dealing with, where they are caveman, barbarian, feral, fucking imbeciles who don't know their ass from their elbows. Genuinely am impressed that they haven't died because they like forgot to breathe at some point. I just like I have nothing for them. Like no respect at all. They're so fucking brain dead. It hurts to see them so popular. Like we've been struggling for years to like build platforms, right? And then for them to just like be pranksters and then convert to political commentary. It's like what qualifies you to talk about
There's
politics?
no meritocracy in this shit. It's
right.
Like it's capitalism. Like the less of empathy, like the less empathy you have, the more successful you are, because you like these guys are just chasing money. If I did my channel just chasing money, not caring at all about anything, like first of all, I couldn't operate that way. But I'm sure I would be in a more financially successful place than I currently am. But I can't operate that way. That's not what motivates me. But if that's all that motivates you, and you have that drive, and in addition to that, you have people around you who are well connected and are able to bring you to where you are, which I'm sure these guys have people around. Like they aren't the ones setting up interviews with like Byron Donalds. Like, you know, other people are just doing those interviews. So that they have people around them that are doing a lot of the work. It's going to benefit you financially to be able to just operate in a way that you do not care about your impact.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. Like if you really just wanted to be a grifter, I think that all of us are smart enough to easily like ride that gravy train. I have it the easiest. I could just be like the gay, anti-gay, anti-trans individual. I would get invited on Fox News. I would have tons of views, go on Steven Crowder. But I think I care more about sleeping at night and making the world a better place. Like, we have developed ideologies and philosophies and goals for the world, whereas these people, everything is content. Like, if you can get clicks off of somebody suffering, they're gonna go for it. It's just there's too many people like that. There needs to be more of a meritocracy. We need to have standards.
I feel bad like putting a caps lock word in my titles. Like that's how far gone I like, I have to like really mull it over. Like, does this really deserve to have should this word really be caps? Like that's the level that I'm at. So like I can't like these people that are just completely out of their goddamn minds. Just posting whatever the hell. Like it's without a second thought. It blows my mind that people can operate that way when they have that kind of platform.
Yeah, because that's a great point. Like we agonize over the shit we put out. If we fuck up, we correct it. You always see me once in a while having like a pinned comment with a correction or just a clarification.
Yeah,
like
I
want to add to the world in a positive way. And if I am not doing that, I will remove myself from like this space. So just the fact that people with such large platforms have no sense of responsibility to me is baffling. And I think there's these are the people that you know in real life that are just like these stunted adults that never mentally grew out of high school. They just always have that like childish teenage mentality. They never grow up. They always act immature, always like think that the world revolves around them, have main character syndrome. And like some of these people, they ended up having really big platforms, and we're seeing like the effect that has on society. But then there's also just like the opportunism. Like, you know, when the Nelk Boys platformed Netanyahu, there's also the discussion in the same week about Jubilee and how they platformed Nazis to debate Mehdi Hassan. Now, I bring up Jubilee as a segue to another Jubilee clip because I don't know if you all heard, but Jenk Uygur is going to go on Jubilee, and they just released the teaser for it.
Oh, they did? Oh,
what?
Shit. I didn't know. Oh,
they
boy.
just released the teaser.
I got to see this.
And as much shit as I talked about Jubilee, I may have to watch this Jubilee video. The slop just keeps pulling me back in. I'm part of the problem.
Does Jenk look like? I guess we'll see for ourselves. Let's do this.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so this is just a really quick 1-minute preview where I don't understand the premise. So it's apparently a populist leftist versus Democrats and Republicans. I guess these are like establishment Democrats and Republicans, but they show you the prompts and whatnot. So, and there's one moment in here where Jenk Uygur gets very defensive. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but you'll know what I'm talking about when it comes up.
We've tried establishment Democrats, complete failures. We've tried establishment Republicans, complete failures. We tried fake populism under Donald Trump, complete failure.
I disagree.
So the only thing we haven't tried is left-wing populism. And you say, don't try it. Go back to the establishment Democrats. Are you crazy?
You can't vote Democrat and then say that, well, because they still support the rich and the rich still get all the tax cuts, I'm still going to cast my vote, which is the most powerful political weapon you have, to the very establishment that you're on one hand trying to tear down.
That's just weird to mention guardrails against firing people when you rejected a union at your company and fired somebody for organizing.
Yeah, that is absolutely not true. You could say that if you like.
That is true. Look it up.
Fine. So since you smeared me, let's explain. Claim number one is that Democrats and Republicans agree on economic issues and try to divide us and distract us with culture wars. Democrats don't want to pass their agenda. It's a marketing ploy, not a mission. The Republicans only care about the rich, and everything else is a mirage. Media and money control all of politics. Hi, I'm Jenk Uygur. I'm host of the Young Turks. I'm also founder of Just Democrats Wolfpack and Rebellion Pack, where we're trying to bring the country together. And here I am surrounded by 20 Democrats and Republicans, and I'm going to try to bring them together.
I gotta say, his looks not so great, honestly.
I wish it wasn't him doing that debate. Like I'm fine with that debate, obviously, but like
it's a reasonable debate.
I feel like he's not the person to make the arguments.
Also, it's very.
I
I think it comes off very bad to be like, and claim number 4, money controls everything in politics. Hi, I'm Jenk Uygur, leader of Wolfpack, Pack, and Pack.
From the Polymarket Studios.
I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think going in and trying to be like the guy that's going to go after Democrats and Republicans. This format does not. It just came off as muddled. I didn't know. I mean, I guess because it's just the teaser, and I guess when each person sits down and you watch the whole thing, you'll have more of the context. But from the teaser, it just felt muddled. Like he wasn't getting any point across because it's just his stance going in is muddled. You know, like he's going after Democrats and Republicans, like, which is fine. Obviously, we do that. But it doesn't really. That's not really how this show is formatted to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
considering a lot of his messaging is about trying to talk to right-wing voters, I feel like this debate is not the right debate for him. He should he should be in the debate with the right-wingers. If that's what he tries to message his entire thing around. Like he tries to get those people. He shouldn't be the ones talking to. I guess centrist Democrats. Like, who are these people? Like, are they working in the party? Like, what young person takes the perspective of defending the corporate establishment? Like, unless you're working within the party, unless you currently have a job with the Democratic Party, it just seems like, how do they find these people? It's very bizarre.
And not that Jenk would be the best person to debate this subject, but I feel like for him, it would make sense for him to debate like liberal Zionists or something like that, because he's actually really good on this issue. When he debates them on Piers Morgan, same for Anna. They do a great job just on this one topic. You deviate from that, then the commentary is usually dog shit. But like for this, like you both said, it doesn't really make sense. I think you either have to pick where you are going up against establishment Democrats or Republicans, because you're arguing with both, and the whole point of the show is like they vote each other out. So if somebody's up there, you raise red flags.
It sounds like he's arguing against Democrats, though. Is he arguing against both? It sounds like
supposed to be
the way his arguments are created. It sounds like he's arguing against like establishment Democrats.
So I can find the clip actually. He described it as uniparty versus establishment. I think. Let me try to see if I can find that clip.
Because the way that the debate came off to me is that he's arguing from a left-wing perspective against center right Democrats.
Yeah, so there's a little bit more context here from this clip shared by Natalie Marie, where he was asked about it on the Young Turks.
Let's go to Super Chat. Kenyatta Gain says, I would love to see Jenk do a surrounded Jubilee episode like Mehdi Hassan. Well, ask and ye shall receive. That'll be coming out soon. I debated 20 people, 10 Republicans, 10 Democrats. Populist takes on the Uniparty. So
that doesn't really make any sense.
Ought to be a dude.
How do you do what?
It's such a bad.
That's very bizarre.
Yeah. Populist.
I would have been fine. I would have been fine with him doing either, honestly. Whether he wanted to do one going, I mean, but this is it's his thing's gonna be, his appearance is gonna be very muddled, because no one is going to be able to really take away anything, because he's gonna be playing both sides.
Mm-hmm, right. Yeah, and like, who's defending the Uniparty? Precisely?
Exactly.
Like,
that's why who's defending that? The only reason they're in power is because they have all the fucking money. But like that's no one is in favor of corporate control.
Well,
like,
that's been his thing for a while, right?
Yeah,
but
what's
like,
the Uniparty
I feel like
during
he's
this hyper polarized environment? There is no Uniparty.
I mean, the Young Turks for the past like year, I feel like, have been fighting a battle against like this omnipresent uniparty that just does not exist.
Yeah, you can say that like both parties agree on certain things, like Israel and whatnot, but like the uniparty is such an amorphous term that doesn't really make sense. Like, you're vaguely referring to the government as a whole, which is shitty, I guess. But like, I just don't know any quote uniparty people.
Well, here's the thing. Like, his take is that establishment Democrats and establishment Republicans are the same, because they're all owned by money. They're all, corporations. I get that claim. So then your beef should be with the lobbyists and mega corporations, should be with the big banks, with the financial industry, with the big real estate companies, with organizations like BlackRock, with big tech companies. But instead, he just keeps punching at these Democrat and Republican politicians who he say are owned by these people instead of going after them. It's very bizarre. I don't get, like, it's just a waste.
It should have been like capitalist versus millionaires and billionaires or something, since they buy the politicians.
But they're also capitalists. that's why his his arguments are always like in this day and age, like 10 years ago, whatever, his arguments were, I think, effective and fine. But like in this day and age, arguing from the position of, hey, I'm a capitalist, but also I'm against corporate control of government, even though they're all capitalists too. It's just there's no coherent message to any of it, or ideology. But not that you need an ideology, but there has to be a coherent, principled message of what you're arguing. And it doesn't make sense when the very system that you are against is only existing because of the system that you support as a capitalist.
Right. Like, that's the logical conclusion of capitalism. Like, do you think that capitalism, like, just it stops once it gets to democracy? It's a contradiction and a conflict that I don't think he's really grappled with yet. Because I don't think that him, Anna, the same way, I don't really think that they have any fleshed out political ideas. I think that they have goals and things that they want and policies they support, but I don't think they actually have like a cohesive vision of what they want the world to look like. I mean, maybe they do, maybe like social democracy, or like, I don't know, these days, maybe like conservative democracy. I'm not really sure what they want. But like, for me, like, I think like I have a very specific vision of what I want, whereas I don't know, based on their politics, that they have the same thing. And if that's the case, like, you can articulate like a coherent and like consistent politics, but it's very difficult. It's very difficult, which is why sometimes I think that like he gets off course and just sounds like contradictory and kind of stupid, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm curious how this debate turns out, even though I don't like Jubilee and think they should go away.
yeah, I'm on that train too. I'm on the fuck Jubilee train. What's funny is that, so I don't know if you all have heard of the Internet Comment Etiquette YouTube channel. Hilarious channel.
The what channel? Sorry, I missed it.
Internet Comment Etiquette.
No.
So it's not necessarily political, but sometimes he'll shit on conspiracy theorists and right wingers. But he actually did a video on Jubilee recently, and it's very, very funny, where he finds like the founder of Jubilee, and it's this guy who did a TED Talk about how he launched Jubilee, this digital media company, to just bring the world together. When it's like, bitch, you don't care about that shit. You just want to make money. What are you talking about? Like, that's the exact opposite is what Jubilee is doing. But yeah,
he did an interview with what's her name? God, now I'm blanking. But he did an interview where he said the same thing. Where it's this is about bringing people together and empathizing. Yet that's not the debates that he sets up. He's not setting up debates where he's trying to get people to agree. He's purposely setting up debates where it's like these people versus these people, and they're going to fight to the death. Like, there's no attempt to try and connect with the other side and understand them, and like that's not at all of what he does. Like, it's this justification after the fact of, wow, this is very successful for me, and now I have to justify why this is okay to do, even though it's clearly not improving the discourse.
Yeah. I don't like Jubilee. Fuck
Taylor
him.
Lorenz, that's who it was. Yeah, somebody in this.
Oh, right. But with that being said, I might have to watch the Jenk one.
I just hope it's not. I hope it's not terrible for him, because then again, even if he like loses the debate, it's not going to hurt anything. Nobody agrees with the other side, so it doesn't.
The stakes are very low. I feel like you could go.
Yeah,
to
it's a very low
debate,
stakes debate for
get
sure.
your cheeks clapped, and it doesn't matter. Like
It wouldn't matter
your
at all.
followers will think that you destroyed the opposition. It literally does not matter. It's a blood
No.
sport where everybody's a winner essentially. It just depends on who's watching, right?
Yeah.
So there was other shit that happened this week. I don't know if you saw Pete Buttigieg. I did a video about this today. And Pete Buttigieg decided to be the latest Democrat to throw trans people under a bus on NPR. I tweeted about this, and I had so many people in my comments, namely transphobes, of course, and conservatives and TERFs, calling me homophobic for attacking him. But there were liberals who were like, oh my God, you're taking him out of context. That's not what he said. The actual video of him talking about trans people is exponentially worse. So he doesn't just say that there's serious fairness issues with trans athletes in sports, all 5, literally just 5 in the country. But he says he misgenders them. It's subtle, but he misgenders them. He says it boys in girls sports. So he calls trans girls boys. And he also says that the parents who object to their kids playing sports with like trans kids, they actually have a case. It's legitimate. And we have to approach those people, the bigots, with empathy. It was such a bad moment for him that I feel like it should be disqualifying. And my video was about like the response from LGBTQ plus people who are like, what the fuck? Because like everybody knows that I hate Pete Buttigieg, but I felt like it would be more compelling to see what people who don't hate him have to say. Like there was a campaign staffer who's like shitting on him relentlessly. This is somebody who worked for him in 2020 and came out to his husband as queer. And she's like, fuck him. Like they're just like completely outraged. People who looked up to him. Cause like there was no spinning this at all. What he said was transphobic. I could pull up the clip if you all want to watch it, but it's not super long. But what he said was just very,
I haven't seen this, but it's
cynical as
it is
fuck
disqualifying, and I feel like, you know, who knows what the next election looks like because Trump and everything, but
right.
I do feel like the Democratic Party base is at a point where they're not taking shit anymore. Just looking at data right now, and of course data can be flawed, but like Democratic Party less popular than Trump in some of the data I'm seeing, like the Democratic base has dropped the party. They do not like the current makeup of what the party is because they do not see people fighting for them. And you have a motivated younger base, but I don't think it's just younger people. Like people generally are just disgusted at the lack of humanity that the party shows towards Palestinians, and that is going to reverberate in other issues like this.
Yeah, I mean it's hurting the party because there was a poll that came out. I can't remember if it was from YouGov, and I think it was Data for Progress, where it showed that in the New York City primary, 62% of voters said that they were motivated to come out and vote for Zoran Mamdani because of his position on Palestine. And 78% of them thought that it was a genocide. I think like 60 some odd percent wanted to arrest Netanyahu. So the party is completely out of step with the base. And now that you see some politicians, namely Gavin Newsom, Seth Moulton, Rahm Emanuel, ones who are very clearly, trying to run for president in 2028, throwing trans people under the bus. They think that that's going to help them win over conservatives, but it's going to hurt them because they're just making them more alienated with their own base. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. But that's what this guy, he asked the question about, hey, Rahm Emanuel says this. And, Pete Buttigieg is savvy enough to be able to respond in a way that doesn't dehumanize trans people. But he uses, fucking almost therapy speak and, social justice language to just throw trans people under a bus, which is why I think a lot of liberals were reluctant to call what he said transphobic when it was explicitly transphobic. So I'll go ahead and shut up and play it because, this really pissed me off.
Gave an interview to Megyn Kelly just the other day, and she asked a series of questions about trans people. Mm-hmm. He ended up contradicting most Democratic Party orthodoxy about trans people.
Talking about Rahm Emanuel, by the way.
Ended up by agreeing with the idea that a man cannot become a woman, and then said he was going to head for the witness protection program because he was aware that some Democrats would be unhappy. What's your approach to that, and how would you try to appeal to people who disagree with you about it?
Well, I think the approach starts with compassion. Compassion for transgender people, compassion for families, especially of young people who are going through this, and also empathy for people who are not sure what all of this means for them, like wondering, wait a minute, I got a daughter in a sports league. Is she going to be competing with boys right now? Right. And just taking everybody seriously. And I think when you do that, that
I
does
don't know
call.
if you got it. Is she going to be competing with boys right now? Misgendering trans girls. So
I think
On
a chair.
question some of the
I will
past-
say, like,
what are they talking about though? Like, I don't like who I am a father with daughters, and one of my daughters plays sports. She plays soccer. And obviously, at this age, they openly do co-ed playing, boys and girls playing together
Right.
on the same team. I'm not concerned with her playing with boys. And I coach my son's team. He's 10 years old, and they are still co-ed as well. And I believe they play co-ed until, as long as they're still in school, until high school, I believe. I have no qualms. The girls on the team are just as good, if not better than the boys. They are just as tough. They're just as strong. They're just as physical. I don't get that. Like, unless we're talking about like MMA or something, which maybe I could understand, but there are trans people in that sport too who could obviously hang. I don't like these non-contact sports. What is the concern about? Like, what are you concerned that
it's just
girls-
propaganda. It's propaganda that's been drilled by the right wing over and over and over again, where people feel like they should be concerned because they're being told they should be concerned. So he's essentially saying that we should have empathy for people who have been propagandized, I guess, is how it's coming off. But it's just, you have to acknowledge the propaganda of it, I think, before anything else.
Right. I
Again,
mean, I just
there are
don't.
5 trans students who are athletes at the K through 12 level across the entire country. Just 5. By like the way that Republicans talk about it, you would assume there were thousands, but there are 5. Just 5. Your kid statistically is more likely to be electrocuted or struck by lightning, eaten by a shark, shot by a mass shooter, than they are to encounter a trans athlete. It is insane that this is an issue that is still being talked about. It is completely fabricated.
It's just like there's no like. Is the concern that they're not going to get the opportunity because like to excel and like become like signed to the majors, whatever, baseball, whatever. I mean, I guess soccer. What is it, getting the Olympics for swimming? Like, do they not get that like win losses of a team don't really matter to scouts? Like, scouts are looking at your child's individual talent. Like, there's great players on bad teams, and like you don't think the professionals in that in those industries know that and scout based like, so what, your daughter plays in a league with a trans person? I don't see how that matters. It's just a way for you to be bigoted, honestly.
Yeah, there's a little bit more here of this.
Orthodoxies in my party, for example, around sports, where I think most reasonable people would
Let me go back a
recognize
little bit.
sports league. Is she going to be family for them? Like wondering, wait a minute, I got a daughter in a sports league. Is she going to be competing with boys right now? Right, and just taking everybody seriously. And I think when you do that, that does call into question some of the past orthodoxies in my party, for example, around sports, where I think most reasonable people would recognize that there are serious fairness issues if you just treat this as not mattering when a trans athlete wants to compete in women's sports.
Meaning the parent who's complained about this has a case, in your opinion.
Sure. And that's why I think these decisions should be in the hands of sports leagues and school boards and not politicians, least of all politicians in Washington.
Now, as I said in my video, if you watch my video, everybody check that out. What he's saying here is a complete cop-out, because if you take a hands-off approach, you're conceding ground to the right, because the Republicans are taking a hands-on approach. Like in Kentucky, I give the example of Fisher Wells. This is a 12-year-old trans middle schooler, and she really wanted to play hockey with her friends, but there was no hockey team. So she created a hockey team at her middle school. She got her friends to sign up. And they formed a team. She was playing on it. They were all excited. It was like a social thing they did. And Republicans in that state banned her from the team that she helped to create. It is one of the most insane things ever. She literally testified before the Kentucky legislature and said, hey, I made this sport. My friends want to play with me. I am the reason why we're playing hockey. There was no interest in the sport, but I got them interested in it. And they voted to ban her. So I think that, like, if you as a Democrat can't say, we're going to reverse that and let that little girl play, I think that that's chicken shit. I think you have to fight. You can't just have a hands-off approach when Republicans have a hands-on approach. Like, you have to fight relentlessly. You can't just sit on the sidelines when they are discriminating against trans people. And like the transports issue is just a Trojan horse. Like, the goal is to get people to accept the premise that, yeah, maybe we can allow some discrimination when it comes to sports, but it never ends there. They don't just like give up. Then it becomes gender affirming healthcare. Then it becomes, well, what about, trans girls in cis girl spaces? It never stops. Like, the goal is complete eradication of trans people from public life. And then once they finally get that, they're going for Pete Buttigieg and gay people, his family, and their eradication from public life. Like, it's mission creep. And he's too stupid to get that. No, actually, let me rephrase that. It's not that he's stupid. He's too cynical to understand that. Because he knows what he's saying here, but he's making this decision to say what he said because he thinks this will position him as a more reasonable person in 2028. And he's going to boast about this. Mark my words, save this clip. He's going to say, look, I got some heat for my stance on trans sports, from the left. But I think we have to listen to both sides if we want to come together as a country. Like, that's what he's going to do. That's what Gavin Newsom is going to do, and Rahm Emanuel. That's what they're going to do. So it's chicken shit, and you've got to draw a line, I think, and not let Democrats do this shit. It's bad enough that it's going to be really difficult to find a contender in 2028 that isn't pro-genocide or isn't phony on the issue, like a Johnny-come-lately, right? So we also shouldn't have to worry about them being anti-trans. Like, this, what the fuck is the point of the party at this point if all the reasons for, like, harm reduction go out the window? If they're not good significantly anymore on social issues, and if they're like complacent with the genocide, then what the fuck is the point of even voting for them? Like, they're going to turn so many people off and create so much voter apathy that it's going to hurt them even more. And there's a reason why they're at their lowest point in 35 years. It's because they have alienated the base. And I just don't understand it, because Republicans, they would never do this. They don't give a fuck about winning over moderates. You never see them try to pander to liberals or centrists. They just say, yeah, fuck everyone. We're going to throw fucking immigrants into a blender and you're going to deal with it. Fuck you. Fuck, the left. They're the enemy of the people. And then they
win. And they win their fucking election.
They win. Exactly. It's so frustrating.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's for some reason Democrats think this is something they have to capitulate to. I think part of it is like the idea that, like, in politics, I guess, or like in general, like mainstream society, we feel like we need to sort of kowtow to parents' demands, right? I mean, we feel like, oh, but the children. For the children. And, I obviously bring my kids up in like examples to like make points, but I'm not one of those people. Like, if you're a parent, I'm sorry, you don't get like special rights because you have kids. Like, other people who don't have kids shouldn't have to change their way of living to your standards because you want to shelter your kids from something. I'm sorry, that's not how it works.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, you can't be limiting speech because what you're afraid what your child might see. Like,
so
that's not how shit works.
So like, I feel like a lot of this is also like, oh, I don't want my kids to know about trans people, or I don't want my kids to even compete with trans people. And you know what? I don't give a shit if that's how you feel.
100%.
I don't care. That trans kid has a right to play, just like your kid has a right to play. And you could say there should be some sort of league for them, all you want, but there isn't, right? There isn't. So you're denying them the ability to play, but your kid has the right to play. No, I'm sorry, that's not how it works. That's not how it works, or that's not how it should work.
There's also like there's also not enough trans kids to form a league. Like, it's just the idea on its face is so stupid. Like, it goes to show how unimportant, in the sense that this is not like this should not be a national political issue. This is an issue of human rights, and this stuff there shouldn't be debates about people's human rights. Like, it should just be obvious. But they make massive issues out of what effectively is such a small minority of people, because it's so easy for them to develop a messaging campaign around that while ignoring actual like economic issues and anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's very, very demoralizing, but that's why I think now we have to, lay down the law and be very loud about these Democrats who expect to compete in the 2028 primary, assuming we even have free and fair elections by then, because Trump just got the governor of Texas to gerrymander them 5 new seats. So if they're trying to rig the midterms, then, we'll see what 2028 looks like. But like, if they want to be the next standard bearer for the Democratic Party, they can't be transphobic. Like, I think we have to be very unequivocal about that. And whoever ends up taking up the mantle in 2028, like, they're going to create a trajectory that the party follows. And if they create an anti-trans, pro-genocide trajectory, this party is fucking cooked. That's if they're not already completely like able to come back at all. Like, I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Well, I'm seeing what Jeremy Corbyn's doing in the UK with his new party, and it's getting a lot of momentum there. And that's clearly a different system. It's parliamentary system. They have different parties already. But if there was any time that there was going to be a third party that actually was able to work, if the system worked differently, this would be the time to do it. But it's not how the American system is set up.
It really makes me long for a parliamentary system. I'll be honest, because presidential systems are not good. I think that there's positives to the decentralized nature of like a presidential system. In some ways it's good that outsiders can run for a party and don't have to get party approval. But in some ways it's bad, because like Donald Trump would not be president if we had more closed party systems. But on top of that, also, like, they can't, like, Democrats aren't able to just kick out like Rashida Tlaib because they don't like her. So that'd be one downside to parliamentary systems. But then again, if they did kick her out, she'd be able to create her own party. So
it wouldn't be wouldn't be bad.
Overall, I lean towards a parliamentary system overall, just because like even in first past the post parliamentary systems, like the results are just so much better than what we're getting. I mean, my God, the founders are so stupid.
I mean,
the system
just based on the fact that Trump is the president in the U.S., I think a parliamentary system is better.
It kind of disproves presidential systems, does it not?
Because we have, a first past the post, which is shitty, but a parliamentary first past the post system. I would argue what we have here is just at least a little better in terms of the electoral politics of it than what Americans have.
No, hands down. I always talk about like electoral reform, but it's like, honestly, we need a whole new ass fucking system. I'm sorry, like the whole system of governance. Like, I guess I don't want to say the words regime change in America, but like I don't know that we can repair this shit. It's so bad. How
Need
do you
a blank
polish
slate,
this
start over.
Yeah, just start from scratch.
Tabula rasa.
Or Cascadia, Oregon, Washington, California. We could be our own thing. I think that would be wonderful. It couldn't happen, but it would be amazing if it happened. I just think like this is not working very clearly.
And that's the news this week. So
that's it, folks.
Perfect time.
What, is there? Do we have any more clips to watch? I feel like we were.
I have one more clip. It's
Let's
not
do that.
like so.
Anything
clip
fun?
Itself, this is not fun.
Okay.
It's not necessarily bad though. I do have a kind of fun clip. I have 2 clips actually. They're short. So this one, it's more about me reading the context here. This is from Call to Activism. So they say, major breaking, CBS News says it investigated the jailhouse footage from the night Jeffrey Epstein died, reveals an unidentified person on camera. The individual was not identified nor referenced in the DOJ's report about Epstein's death. A figure can be seen walking in a common area near Epstein's cell only 2 hours before Epstein was found dead. And they do have the footage to confirm this, which is a little bit spooky. I'll play it for you.
Example, 4 a.m. Noel remains in full view of the camera, yet seconds later, someone walks in, and it appears neither Noel nor Thomas let her in. The report is silent on this apparent contradiction. Example, 4 a.m.
So, you know.
Wait, what? Okay, let me see this again.
Noel remains in full view of the camera, yet seconds later, someone walks in, and it appears neither Noel nor Thomas let her in. The report is silent on this apparent contradiction.
What?
So is that the person with the shank? Like, I mean, it begs the question, right? This is not helping the theory that Epstein suicided, because I feel like the more that we learn about this, like the missing minute and shit like that, it's just fueling so much more speculation. And I feel like the way that Trump's administration has handled this is honestly like a masterclass in how to create the strongest, loudest Streisand effect ever. Like it's insane to me.
Well, like he picked like two of the craziest right wingers on this issue in terms of like their obsessive nature around it, like Dan Bongino and Kash Patel. So as a way, like I think in his mind when he did that, it was like a way to kill the story because hey, he chose these people who are most adamant about this, and now they're going to bury this and say it's nothing, and it's going to be the end of it. But it actually had like the opposite effect because there's so many videos of them talking about this and all the inconsistencies and everyone else talking about it that it just became even a bigger issue.
Right. Very, very great job, Donald Trump. And the way he talks about it too is crazy. Like he talked about how he never had the privilege of going to Epstein's island. But of course, you know, he was invited because he doesn't.
Can you imagine if Joe Biden said that? Jesus Christ. Like
privilege.
Yeah.
I never had the privilege of going to Epstein's island. Like any line, any of the things that Trump has said, imagine any Democrat saying those. Like it just.
And what would possess you to describe an island where you knew these sex crimes against minors was being committed? What would possess you to describe it as a privilege?
Privilege.
Go there? Like who instinctively uses that word not once but twice, mind you? That is insane to me. That is insane. I just don't understand how. So there's a poll that 46% or something of the country thinks that he's guilty of Epstein-related crimes. I don't understand how 90% of the country is not like this motherfucker is guilty as shit. Because the way that he talks, like, I'm sorry, this is conjecture, of course, but like you are the guiltiest person in the history of guilty people.
Are we still talking about this? Why are we still talking about this? This is like,
he doesn't know how to play it cool.
Like the most obvious attempt to deflect. This is like
it's insane. And like, look, I am a terrible liar. But like, I know that if I didn't want somebody to think that I did something, I would certainly not make it seem like I wanted them to shut the fuck up about their accusation. I would just know that that's probably not a good look because it would be sussy to me, right? It's just, wow, he does not know how to play it cool. It's wild to me.
But like, he's always gotten away with this, like with everything based on how he talks like this. Like, but when he was asked about, you know, his favorite book, and it was the Bible, and he can't name a verse from it, or like he just, you know, but he likes all of it. All of it's great. Like he's just been able to, like, it's been so obvious to people who just are, I guess, not stupid. I'm trying to be like not elitist about this, but how do you not know Trump is full of shit all the time? Like how do you not know he's such a narcissist? How do you not know he's always lying? It's so obvious that it just, it's got to be the lead in the water. Like there has to be another reason for why people are feeling or are not able to see what they're seeing.
And it's so much worse now that he's in cognitive decline. I think that like he just doesn't have the riz. He's not able to finesse his bullshit anymore.
That's
it's
twice you've used the riz now.
I'm a Zoomer, so you know, forgive me for using slang that you boomers can't keep up with. So there's one more video. This is very, very short. So, and this is all that I have for clips. The well is dry after this, but it is of. So this person here says, horrific, an FSU student was attacked at the gym for wearing an IDF shirt. Attack is they weren't attacked. A Jewish student at Florida State University was just working out when a woman saw his IDF shirt and snapped. She screamed in his face, called him a murderer, and got physically aggressive before being kicked out. This is Jewish life on campus. No. He was wearing an IDF shirt. He is basically condoning murder. Like, if somebody was wearing a shirt with a swastika on it, I would expect somebody to be like, hey, fuck you, because that's what I would do. So, no, this is not somebody just sitting there being Jewish. They were wearing an IDF shirt. That context changes this completely, but says school is where students should focus on their education and growth, not to be constantly on guard to avoid becoming the next victim of a hate crime. Bro, okay. Here's the clip. It's very short.
Fuck Israel, free Palestine, put it on fucking Barstool FSU. I really don't give a fuck. You're an ignorant fucking son of a bitch.
Queen. Okay, so she gets
Awesome.
the Badass of the Year award.
Yeah.
The follow-up, unfortunately, is that genocidal Congressman Randy Fine chimed in.
Oh,
He said,
boy.
I've worked with the university. She has been suspended pending expulsion and barred from campus. In Florida, we don't mess around. And I love how this guy is clutching his pearls about this. So this week, he claims that he introduced a bill called the Thump Thump Act, which legalizes you running over pro-Palestinian protesters. He actually, this is on his Twitter account. I actually, you know what? Let me just pull up the fucking tweet.
Y'all are fucked down there. Well, why do I even cover up American politics? You guys are like out of your minds. I'm done.
There's no hope for us.
It's just like it's over.
There's no hope for us, David. There really is no hope.
It's just absurd. It is. This is why I've taken like more breaks than usual. I just can't. Too many people in power down there are lunatics, like sociopathic loot. Like, how did that guy get into a position to be the position he's in? How did he win an election?
Marjorie Greene
Lunatic.
Marjorie Greene condemned him. He's too extreme for Marjorie. And I could show you what she said. So the Thump Thump Act will allow Americans to run over these Muslim terrorists. They don't try this in Florida because of the bill I helped pass in the legislature to allow them to be run over. It's time to take it national. Thump Thump. And he said this in response to protesters blocking a highway.
Thump Thump.
Yeah, the Thump Thump Act. Yeah, it's very funny where you.
There is stuff that I cannot say on YouTube that I wish I could.
That guy is.
Beam it into the camera, David. We're picking up what you're putting down. We understand.
Unbelievable. Just the insane people you have in positions of power.
Yeah.
That guy would be too extreme for an extremist group here. I'm not saying we got issues, of course. We got lunatics. But a post like that would be used as, Pierre Poilievre took a picture with this guy that once tweeted this, and now it's the congressman. It's the congressman's tweet. These are supposed to be fringe people that we never hear from except in bizarre circumstances. And this guy is Congressman Randy Fine. What?
It's like he should be a caricature in a satire about Republicans, but he's you can't satire that. And just for those wondering, I was not being hyperbolic when I said he's too extreme for Marjorie Taylor Greene. This is her condemning him for telling Palestinians in Gaza to starve, where she says, I remember the first time I met Randy Fine when he was a candidate before he barely won Florida's deep red 6th district seat, as we were being told he might actually lose the seat because the strong Trump district couldn't relate to him and didn't like him. He was telling me that he and his wife were looking forward to moving to Washington and he hadn't even won yet. I said to him that Washington isn't a good place to live and he should live in the district he will represent, the whole representative thing. But he was adamant that they did not want him to live in the district. And I thought, no wonder that district doesn't want to elect him. I can only imagine how Florida's 6th district feels now that their representative that they were told to vote for openly calls for starving innocent people and children. It's the most truthful and easiest thing to say that October 7th in Israel was horrific and all hostages must be returned, but so is the genocide. She notably, she's the first Republican to use this word, by the way. Humanitarian crisis and starvation happening in Gaza, but a Jewish U.S. representative calling for the continued starvation of innocent people and children is disgraceful. His awful statement will actually cause more anti-Semitism. And this is in response to AIPAC basically removing Randy Fine from their list. So this is where we're at, where we have politicians who are too extreme for Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Too extreme for AIPAC.
And too extreme for AIPAC. That's how low we've fallen as a country, just to put it in perspective to international viewers. That's America 2025, friends. We're doing great.
What's happening with? I'm not following Marjorie Taylor Greene at all. Why is she on the right side? And is it just because she's anti-Semitic? So
I don't. I mean,
interest align on Israel. Like, is that what?
She's America first, right? So she doesn't like.
But she's calling like she's empathizing with like
but she is
people in crisis.
Yeah,
like,
I am. I don't know what to make of it, honestly.
Yeah, I'm a little taken aback.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of multiple things. On one hand, I think that she probably is a tiny bit disillusioned and feels stupid at the fact that Trump has broken so many promises vis-a-vis Iran, vis-a-vis the Epstein files and whatnot. So I think that she maybe feels a little bit more unrestrained. On top of that, I also do think that she is motivated by anti-Semitism, and I don't like to, throw around that term just casually. But again, this is the Jewish space laser lady. She did promote these conspiracy theories before she was a member of Congress. So I would not necessarily say she's an ally to the movement. Wouldn't welcome her at a rally. But I mean, she's a member of Congress, so if she's going to vote a certain way, that's great. Not going to discourage that.
Is it possible that she was really, really stupid, and maybe she's slowly learning, becoming a different person?
I don't think she
is that
has
possible
the
at this
capacity
point?
to learn. Because after she said it was a genocide, you'd think, wow, she's turning a new leaf. No, she's like introducing a bill to ban chemtrails. So it's not like she's evolving. It's that I think she is trying to be, consistent. And she wants her brand to be, no, I really am America first. And I think it's because, and this is all just speculation, if there's ever, a post-Trump era in the United States, I'm skeptical at this point. I think that she wants to be a Tucker Carlson type person who's in that lane of, look, I'm real America first. I criticize Trump after Republicans are disillusioned with Trump, assuming they ever do grow disillusioned with him. I think that to me, it's a little bit cynical. I could be wrong. I have no idea what's in her heart. I know she's an evil person, so I'm always very skeptical of her motives.
Mike,
but with that being said, I won't
I just want to share this. A reverse Fetterman, you say?
Mike, we need you to look. We need you to look into Marjorie Taylor Greene's heart.
You might get trapped. It's a very dark place. Listen.
By the way, I'm not
she's voted to censure Rashida Tlaib. Did you all know that? She voted to censure Rashida Tlaib for saying "From the River to the Sea" and called her anti-Semitic. This was a year ago. So that's a quick turnaround, right? It feels cynical to me. I don't know.
I'm not going to say I give her credit, but
No,
I will
never.
say she is seemingly on the correct side here of this issue.
Yeah.
And any Democrat that's looking at this and seeing where Marjorie Taylor Greene is, if you're not at the very least where Marjorie Taylor Greene is on calling it a genocide, then
Bernie.
you need to look into yourself, look within, and be like, what am I doing? Because with a lot of these right wingers who are critical of Israel, they are strictly critical of Israel. They typically don't care about the people on the other side of Israel's actions. But the way Marjorie Taylor Greene is talking and that response to Randy Fine, she's actually highlighting what Palestinians are going through. And she seems sympathetic, which is, again, not usually what we see. So, I mean, you're being outflanked by Marjorie Taylor Greene if you're not able to call it what it is.
Mm-hmm. And even if she's just doing it for cynical reasons, it doesn't matter. She's correct objectively, regardless of how she reached that conclusion. And so I've got to say, it breaks my heart that Marjorie Taylor Greene used the G word before Bernie Sanders. That to me is painful. To his credit, he's been calling for weapons to be cut off for a very long time, but he was late to calling it a ceasefire. We were all criticizing him when he refused to do that. And now he still won't call it a genocide, which in my opinion is honestly really embarrassing. Because there's just no denying it at this point, and I think that words really matter. For him to not be on the record saying it's a genocide, which I think would make a difference, it's a missed opportunity, and it's a rare Bernie L.
Yeah, and I want to make it clear again: this is not siding with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
No,
this is
never.
not giving her credit, even. But if she's calling it, like, whatever her motive is, whatever her plan here is this. Still, with that being said, this isn't the typical "I just hate Israel." This is not the typical thing we see from the anti-Israel right. What she is saying. So I would be wary of, if I was a Democrat, of letting Marjorie Taylor Greene get ahead of you on this, because even if this isn't whatever her ulterior motive is, at the end of the day, who cares if she's calling out what's going on, and and you're not.
Right.
I do think that Bernie has always tried to be somebody who tries to bridge a gap with other senators in a way that gets them to vote with what he wants them to vote with. And looking at, like, I have to imagine Bernie knows this is genocide, just based on he's somebody who respects scholars and human rights experts, and every single human rights organization, including ones now in Israel, have called it genocide. I really think this is him trying to triangulate on something, and senators not wanting to align themselves with somebody who is calling it a genocide, and trying to find votes in a way that can get something done without alienating those senators with AIPAC or whoever it is that they are afraid of alienating by working with Bernie on something regarding Israel. Like, that's what, because Bernie's not dumb. Like, he knows what is going on. So I have to think it's purely out of political maneuvering that he's doing this. Now, I don't think that's the right call, but he knows better. He has to know better.
I mean, it's possible, but you could also make the point that, it would be better political maneuvering for him to call it a genocide, because that creates a bigger sense of urgency, because it's not like, he's too, he's saying it too soon. I mean, you have two human rights organizations in Israel who are now calling it a genocide. All the international organizations, Human Rights Watch, Holocaust scholars, genocide professors are calling it a genocide. So the consensus has already been determined. And so I feel like now is the time to stop being afraid to use that word. And he says, oh, it's a legal term and whatnot. But, like, Bernie, legally, this is a genocide. And you don't have to wait 10 years, 20 years to come to that conclusion. It was inevitable, not inevitable, it was obvious last year. So the fact that now you have the legitimacy from scholars and international organizations and Israeli organizations, now is when you really shouldn't be afraid to use it. So it's just, I don't know what his reasoning is. I agree with you. I think he knows it's a genocide. It is frustrating. It is frustrating. Having said that, though, so long as he continues to push for these votes to cut off aid to them, like the policy substance, like the material difference he can make, it does matter. I just wish that he would adopt the language, because it's true. Like, I feel like the truth matters and words matter, and this is exactly what it looks like. It's a genocide.
I said on the Majority Report earlier today, when we were talking about this very thing with Bernie, and I had said, like, Bernie is this weird opposite of the phrase, practice what you preach. He's doing the opposite. He's practicing, but he ain't preaching. Like, he's actually doing the right actions. Yeah. But when he has to speak out about it, he's not good about it.
But that goes to my point. I think that's I don't think he's viewing himself as somebody who can move the public discourse on something. I think he views himself as somebody who works within the walls of Washington and has to work with these fucking senators who are ancient and all out of their goddamn minds. And he has to placate them if he wants to get their votes on amendments. Like, that's, like, he was known as the Amendment King because that's how he operated. He didn't operate through, getting support for his bills necessarily. It was all through the stuff that he brought up and worked with both parties on as an independent. And he's trying to maintain that in the face of a genocide, and it's put him in this weird position.
No, yeah, I mean, he's good when it comes to actual action in terms of the bills that he puts forward and everything. But he's just being so, I don't even know how to describe what he's just being wrong. He refuses to sort of come to terms with it too. Like, it's frustrating.
It's also frustrating that he keeps framing it as Netanyahu's war crimes and not Israel's.
Yeah.
Like, he's trying to, I guess, like, remove culpability from Israel. as if things would be different if Netanyahu weren't in charge. Like that's a mentality that's so like antiquated at this point, and it's frustrating to see him do that.
I looked at that as a good strategy for winning over anti-Trump liberals at the very beginning of all this.
Yeah.
So I get that stance, but we are now well beyond that.
Yeah, you've already won those liberals. They hate Netanyahu.
Yeah. We can't, because it's pretty clear now too that this is beyond a Netanyahu problem. Poll after poll after poll has showed that a good chunk of Israeli society is right there with Netanyahu. This is something that is a problem. This is as if I've made this as I've made this comparison before. This is like post 9/11 U.S. over there, except there is no anti-war movement. The anti-war movement never showed up. It's just nationalist Israelis looking for revenge, just like it was in the U.S. post 9/11 in those months and even like year after 9/11. But then a strong anti-war movement came in and pushed back. That has yet to come to fruition in Israel, and I don't think it's going to. There are some people. It's not significant though, and I feel bad for those people. I respect those people tremendously over there.
Shout out to the 100 or so student protesters who were not joining the IDF. And they're calling it shout out to those people. They're brave, but that is not the majority by any means.
Yeah, it's bad over there, and it's going to continue to be bad well after Netanyahu, quite frankly.
Well, should we get the super chats now?
Yeah, I'm tired.
I would like to bounce early, personally, and we don't have too much. So, yeah.
Also, David, I grabbed a Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, and it's really good and really hard, but it's super fun.
Okay, right on. Which one is that? Is that the newer? Is that the newest one?
What did you say you got?
Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. It's like a 2D.
Oh, it's the 2D one. Okay, I was curious.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was out. Shit.
It's from the devs of Blasphemous, which I hadn't played those games, but they're also 2D games, but they got really good reviews. But yeah, it's super fun.
Nice.
Good, cool throwback. Bonanza. Oh yeah, I've been playing that too. I kind of fell off a bit. It's not keeping me in a way that I thought it was going to. Like I started off playing that being like, I'm not sure I'm super into this, and then I was really into it, and now I'm kind of in the place where I was at the beginning, where it's like, not that I'm bored, but it's not like calling me like
kind of lost the magic
like a Mario game does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the first reviews for that were like, people were like, oh, it's better than Mario Odyssey. I don't think it's better than Mario Odyssey. I don't think it's anywhere close. It's fun, but it's just a different thing.
I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say it's better than Mario Odyssey. I do think it's close for sure. And I think that for me, it's probably my game of the year so far.
Interesting.
I'm really, really liking it. I don't know why. I think just because there's so much to do in it, you're just constantly finding bananas, and it's that dopamine.
I always enjoy playing it, but I'm not like thinking about it when I'm not playing it, which for me is always like the call of like, a top game of the year for me is if I'm always thinking about it or always want to go back to it. Death Stranding 2 for me is currently my game of the year.
Oh, nice.
I was glued to that game till I was done.
Nice. See, after I finish Bonanza, I'm going to play Wuchang. That is the latest Souls-like.
Oh, yeah. You'll like that, I'm sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to get like fatigue for Souls-like fatigue.
You haven't yet, though, have you?
A little bit. I was playing Lies of P, and I started to feel the fatigue. And I'm like, oh my god, am I getting fatigue for Souls-likes? Because this is my favorite genre. Then what am I going to do? Like, I'm just not going to play games anymore. Like,
you're just too good at them. You can't. It's like, oh, these are boring now.
No, it's not that I'm too good at them, because you're never like automatically good at them. It's that like, do I need to prove it to myself that I can beat every single boss? Because I already did. I proved to myself that I can do it. So now it's like, do I really want to like bang my head against the fucking wall for an hour on this shitty ass boss? That's so unfair.
No, yeah, see, that's why I don't find those games that that fun for me. I don't. like gaming time for me is downtime. I don't want to be angry. Like actually, the second boss in Ninja Gaiden Rage Band, like I'm like, this is pissing me off. But it's a game where it's, if you know what to do, you can beat the boss in like 5 minutes. Like it's like they're not long and drawn out. The boss fights I hate are ones that just like you know what to do, but it takes so long.
Yeah,
and you have to like it's just like win through attrition, and like, to me that's the worst kind of boss fight because
I totally agree with you.
Yeah, if you die, it's like, oh, I gotta play another 30 minutes of this shit. Like it's not fun.
And then they add like the unskippable cutscenes for second and third phases. Those are the ones where it's just like, no, you're making
if there's a third
come.
If there's a second and third phase, you better start me at the beginning of the second or third phase if I die during those phases, not at the beginning of the boss fight. Screw that.
It's just cruel.
Anyways, let me get to my first super chat here. Where? What? No, that's not it. It's J Cass, but I have to find it. Here we go. I would get a BlackRock ad on David's channel. If you actually did, I didn't even know I had ads on my second channel. So I hope you got that ad because I had no idea I had ads. But I believe you made that up. Then again, I'm sure they're paying for ads somewhere.
That's why David is so pro BlackRock.
Oh yeah, it's every other video talking BlackRock. Donna Monroe, talk about Melanie Jolie and arms shipments to Israel. I did a video on, part of it was on that today. So Canada announced that they will be recognizing Palestine as a state if certain conditions are met, and the conditions are ridiculous. If Hamas lays down all their arms and there's elections in the next year, like get the hell out of here. It's just a stupid ass condition.
So they're not going to be recognizing Palestine as a state.
Yeah, but that's exactly. But that came a day after a big report came out showing that Canada apparently, even though they had claimed that they had stopped shipping arms to Israel in January 2024, that apparently they have been, because based on records in Israel, there have been shipments coming in that Israel has noted as these are weapons or ammunition that have come from Canada. So and CBC ended up picking up that report and reporting on it. So yeah, it's just to claim you care about human life and genocide and Palestinians while maintaining arms shipments. And also in the announcement of we're going to be recognizing a Palestinian state, a lot of it was about like how horrible Hamas is. Like, how about the actual genocide going on? Can you talk about that? But it's just, again,
I hate Mark Carney so much.
It's so frustrating just to be like, can you just recognize reality, please? Like, any idea that Canadians had that?
There's no.
No, exactly. Any idea that Canadians had about Canada representing human rights on the world stage? Out the window a long time ago. But like this is genocide has really made that clear. To be fair, the NDP are calling it out. Heather McPherson, the foreign affairs critic in the NDP, is calling for an arms embargo. Has had some pretty good commentary and discussions around this. But in terms of people in power, and Pierre Poilievre, I think, condemned Canada for calling for a Palestinian state, even though the call for the Palestinian state was again didn't meet the mark. But yeah, go watch that video on the main channel if you want to see that. Kowalski, thank you for your super chat. Says, I'm glad I came up with the idea for the Leftist Mafia. It was certainly my doing alone. Definitely not the host of this program. Matt will explain. We'll explain this joke, or he's not paying attention.
It's just there was a caller last night, interesting caller. One of the things he brought up on my stream when he called in was that
they invented
he says
Doom?
that he thinks that he inspired the Leftist Mafia or something like that, and I have no idea what he was talking about. I did no idea.
He did.
Who knows? Maybe he did.
Well, maybe if this is a person that asked Lance to cover the midterms in 2022, and then he did, and that's kind of what started the podcast. Then maybe
he did. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
Then maybe they did. Bay photo. Thank you for your super chat. Says the real question is who bought the beer after the Jubilee taping?
No, a lot of beer.
only 10 beers because only 10 of them are Republicans. The Democrats get none.
True.
It's unless it's a Charlie Kirk, then they get the beer. But if you're fighting for trans rights, no beer for you. Jake has, did y'all see the YouTube is pushing age checking using AI? I did not see that. I'm seeing a lot of all of it. Like the UK is age gating porn now? Like there's a lot of shit coming. There's a lot of stuff happening really fast all of a sudden where there's all these age gates coming in for things that are bizarre. Or like
I don't.
There's like adult only games or certain I guess porn games or whatever were taken off of Steam and itch because there was a campaign from like a small group of people basically threatening the payment processing. So they were afraid of like, I guess, I don't know, Visa or MasterCard pulling support from Steam. So then Steam just took all these games down. Like there's a lot of things are moving rightward, not just like in every way, like culturally things are moving rightward in a way that is beginning to be a little terrifying. I mean, has been terrifying for a while, but so in new ways that we haven't seen yet. Lawn Gnomes. Thank you for your $20 super chat. Very generous. Says weird context for the Epstein card. Don't you normally talk with different friends based on common interests? You don't write work jokes in a hobby friends card. So clearly sex was the context of their friendship. I have not, there's been so many angles to the Epstein thing. I haven't followed this Trump doodle thing. Is that what this is about? I don't even, anyone you know about the Trump doodled something on a card for Epstein?
Yeah,
it was like a woman or something,
we read the whole card in character a couple weeks ago, right?
Okay, I don't think I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of things happening that I don't follow. Last chat here from TK McClone. There you go. Thank you for your Canadian $10 super chat. Says any thoughts on tomorrow? Is it Leach or Lich? Chris Barber, convoy organizers potentially sentencing. Prosecution's asking for 7-8 years. Pierre Poilievre is upset. Ford is squirming. I have not followed this at all. I try to live my life in a way where I don't have to think about those people. So I haven't concerned myself at all with their case because I honestly do not care. That is over. I followed the convoy when it happened, but it's no longer in our lives. I don't need to bother myself with it. And that's that. Thank you all for your super chats, and thank you two for being here for this wonderful podcast today. No one else showed up.
David.
Well, thank you for coming. Yeah,
of course. I'm always here. I don't just leave randomly out of nowhere. Why would I do that? I'll do that right now, though. So,
bye, David.
Good night.
Have a good night.
All right. Do you mind if I go first?
No, go ahead.
All right. So My Dogs Are Goth says 2 years went by fast. I love the Humanist Report. Thank you so much for being a member for 2 years. That is incredible. John Lithium, thank you so much for the gifted membership. John, you are always so kind. Really appreciate you. Chris says, the leftist cabal. Indeed we are. Ants Smasher Jack, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Sam says, thoughts on Trump FCC wanting a bias monitor. That is extremely Orwellian, but it doesn't surprise me because the FCC chair is an overt fascist who's doing everything that Trump wants him to do. It is very, very disturbing. Nintendo Gaming Channel says, what do you both do if you transport to Purge movies? We run and hide because the Republicans have all the guns. We have no chance. Tropical says, sing Lance happy birthday in the Mickey Mouse voice.
Huh?
I think this is for Binder, not me.
I'm trying to think how I could, if I could do it. Hold on. Oh boy, I don't know if I have the voice in me tonight. I'm trying to get in the mode. Happy birthday to you. I can't do it. No, I'm sorry.
That was good enough.
I can't
that
deliver.
Was enough.
I can't deliver.
They can imagine the rest because you gave them a little bit.
I'm too tired. I can't. My voice is not going to work for the Mickey Mouse voice tonight.
JCast says more like the Milk Boys. Am I right? You are right, JCast. Absolutely. A Nintendo Gaming Channel says, what is your guys' opinion on YouTube's new feature? I'm not sure what feature you are talking about in particular. If it's the AI one, then I hate it. Anything with AI, I hate. But I don't know what their new feature is. I'm not up to speed on YouTube. I know that they send emails to creators about new changes. I do not read them, so I don't honestly know. I'm assuming I hate it because anything that's new is usually bad. I can't remember changes they've implemented that I've enjoyed, so I'm going to assume the worst, although I don't know. Tropical says they should have done Jenk versus 10 left-wing YouTubers, and you would imagine the 10 would be, right? I would love that. That would make me do Jubilee. That would be fun. FDR3, $100. My goodness, thank you so much. Hey, Mike, big fan. You wouldn't mind shilling my crypto site, would you, bud? I would mind, absolutely. $100 aside, you're not going to get me to shill crypto. We all know how much the left loves crypto. On a serious note, maybe you could check out this overview video on the idea when you have spare time, maybe. Medicare for All protocol, universal healthcare using cryptocurrency. That sounds awful. No, just Medicare for All. Cryptocurrency does not need to be in the equation. Thank you for the $100, but that is the worst idea I've ever heard in my entire life. Thank you, though. No way in hell.
$100, wow.
I appreciate that. Terrible idea, though. Terrible. One of the worst ideas I've ever heard in my entire life. They said another one. Maybe you guys might like this video of me pushing Kyle Kulinski's shit in more, a debate about Jesus featuring Kyle Kulinski. I don't think that's possible because Kyle's base. So I think that you would not be able to out-debate Kyle Kulinski. And then one more. Maybe it's because I was being sincere. I don't know what this is in reference to. Maybe assuming that I would think that they're memeing. If you were being sincere about the super chats, okay. I think Medicare for All does not need to be attached to crypto. That's like honestly insane. The Bay Photo says, did hell freeze over because Richie Torres tweeted that the free world has a moral obligation to flood Gaza with food? I saw that actually, which is hilarious because he is the individual responsible for this predicament in part. So it's funny that he feels compelled now to speak out because, I mean, look, I don't know if he has a conscience, but if he does, maybe it's getting to him. I have no idea, but it's funny to see him tweet that. It really is. I mean, great, but it's not going to undo all of the damage he caused. Blood is legitimately on his hands. Fuck that guy. Pendulous says, I hate when gay people shit on others from the LGBTQ community. It honestly is the worst thing, especially if they're trying to be a pick-me to conservatives. I agree with you. It's just like, there's nothing worse about that. It's especially like they're traitors to me. Like, if you're going to shit on queer people and throw an entire portion of the community under the bus, like I hate you. I hate you more than like a conservative homophobe doing it or whatever, because like you should know better. Fuck you. Jones City says T-phobia in our LGBTQ community is now normalized. No, I would not say that. Don't let the Pete Buttigieg interview blackpill you, because the response from queer people is very, very negative towards him. And overall, if you poll LGBTQ plus people, they are extremely supportive of trans and non-binary people. So there is solidarity in the LGBTQ community, despite AstroTurf's attempts to divide gay and trans people. That is not happening. And I'm very, very pleased. It makes me feel proud to be a part of the community that we're not letting them get away with this. I'm here says, on the note of parties, the DSA convention in August will vote on some resolutions related to ballot lines, increased organizing, and party building. That's good to know. That's awesome. I know that Rashida Tlaib is going to be the keynote speaker. I think she's going to have some significant role. So that's really cool. I'll be paying attention. Joseph says, check out Matriarch Type reviews on Sansito. She's a trans immigrant living in Japan. Chat asked last week. She's interested in being a guest. Okay, let me add that really quick on YouTube just so I don't forget. Matriarch. I always feel bad about UK guests just because
we're late, and then they have to stay up till like like 3-4 in the morning.
Yeah, they basically have to come on in the middle of the night, which is really unfortunate, but That's the only way to get them on. I'm not seeing it, but I'll leave it in the search bar so I remember to check for it. Tiger says, I'm so disappointed that Bernie and AOC got outflanked by Marjorie Greene on Palestine. Come on, it's like Dems just want to lose. Learned nothing. I wouldn't say that they got outflanked in general on it, because both of them are much better overall than Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's more of a Johnny-come-lately. Having said that, I do think that it is sad that Marjorie Taylor Greene, somehow realized that cutting off defensive weapons is good and calling it a genocide is reasonable. Like, that to me is shocking. And because it's her, I'm skeptical of her motives. Having said that, though, the fact that she's doing it is a positive. Like, this is not a right-wing podcaster. This is a member of Congress with power. So it matters what members of Congress do. So, yeah, it's disappointing that she somehow outflanked them on these specific issues. But, yeah, sometimes, even the worst members of Congress can surprise us, I guess. Our country is insane. So, yeah. Litu says, saying trans athletes are unfair in sports is like saying tall women create an unfair advantage over short women in volleyball or b-ball, or one race of women is stronger than another. When does it end? Yeah, and that's a really great point. If you watch my video about this, I share some TikTokers who made the same point, where they're like, look, Michael Phelps has like huge wingspan. He has like all these biological advantages. Simone, I'm blanking on her last name. She's the gymnast. Oh my God, Simone Biles. She's extra small, which helps her. And then there's like another person made the point about 7 foot tall plus NBA players. They have an advantage over the others. Like, there's no such thing as a perfectly fair sport. It's about like the dedication and the time you put in to perfect your craft. So yeah, I absolutely agree with you. It's such a bullshit argument. And again, like, just to put it in perspective, we're talking about 5 trans athletes across the entire country at the K through 12 level. Like, that's what's mostly focused on. I think it's 19 at the collegiate level. It's 19 to 50, one or the other, or somewhere between there, based on estimates. It's hard to tell, but like at the K through 12 level, which is most focused on, it is 5 known trans athletes, which is just the fact that there's any energy being dedicated to this issue. It shows you how like gross these transphobes are. They're looking for anything. Cosmere says, Mike, here's a birthday present for Lance. Well, thank you for giving me $5 for Lance. Appreciate that. Nintendo Gaming Channel says, watch Mojo video titled Germany and 2020's USA. Okay, that sounds like a good recommendation. I would imagine that there is quite a bit of parallels. Kowalski says,
I'm surprised Nintendo Gaming Channel wasn't telling us to watch the latest Johnny Somali.
And dear God, if you're going to come at me that way, you're going to have to take it up with me. Cory Booker 2025, never forget. Yeah, Cory Booker, I love that he has the gall to fucking grandstand and call out Democrats for not being good enough against Donald Trump, and then vote to send Israel, or vote against cutting off weapons to Israel. Like, this man has no fucking spine. He is such a fraud. My God, what a piece of shit. Let's see here. P says, just want to send some support your way from a teacher from Canada. Thanks for all you do. Hey, that's so kind of you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Let me see. I just, there we go. Okay, back on track now. Next one from Chris Corin says, I don't think AOC's tweet was pro Iron Dome, but rather it was saying the amendment didn't cut all weapons. She also voted against the bill that actually funds Israel. That said, I think she should have, yes. I think that she made the case pretty explicitly for Iron Dome. Go back and read her tweet. That's what really was disappointing, was that she was affirmatively for the Iron Dome. And she said something to the effect of, like, I'm not for more civilians getting killed, as if people who are opposed to funding for Iron Dome want civilians to get killed. The point is, like, you have to rein Israel in, and giving them defensive weapons enables them to act offensively, right? Because they're not going to put their own citizens in danger. I think part of the reason why the Iran war ended quicker than we expected it to was because they were running out of missiles for their Iron Dome. They wouldn't continue to go on if they weren't able to defend themselves, right? So like the defensive enables the offensive, which is why a lot of people point out that this like distinction between offensive and defensive weapons, at the end of the day, it really doesn't make a big difference. ABS says, is the next Zoom going to be on the 8th? No, the next Zoom call is tomorrow for my Patreon patrons. It's tomorrow at 5 p.m. PST. Lizzie says, you watched anime, right? Have you seen Gundam Wing? There was an MV released nearly a week ago to commemorate the 30th anniversary. I have not seen Gundam Wing. I am basically like 8 episodes left in Dragon Ball Z. I'm not sure what I'm going to watch next. Maybe Jujutsu Kaisen, maybe Dragon Ball Super. But I haven't seen that, though. But I'll put it on my radar. There's a lot of great recommendations. Rowan Chandler said, thank you for the 20, by the way. Very generous super chat. You guys need to make a calendar with Lance as well. Hot Mafia men. Maybe we will. Maybe we will. Show off our dad bods. Sage and Candle says, I called out Jenk and he lost his mind on air. Or he lost his mind on air. Oh, did you? Did you send like a super chat or something? Damn. Tweet me the clip if you have the clip. That's crazy. I don't know why he gets so offended by comments. Like, I get triggered by comments too. But like, overall, it takes a lot to get me riled up. That's crazy. He loses his mind too easily. He's got to chill. Thank you for becoming a member, Kit Carson. And John has been a member now for 8 months. Thank you so much, John. V-Man says, every regime of oppression is condemnable, not only for moral reasons, but also for the precedent it sets. No one knows when the mill of oppression will also grind them. Pedro Albizo Campos. Great quote. The Nelk Boys, Jesse, thank you. Nelk Boys being grilled was golden. Many good announcements from SDCC, but people are complaining a new Avatar show called Seven Havens is woke. I have not heard about this discourse. I'll check it out. Balthazar says, what floors me is that Pizzagate became a thing in between when Epstein pleaded guilty and when he, like Robespierre, guillotined himself. Why make a pedophile ring when an actual one is happening? That's a good... I did not think about that. That's a really good point, actually. That is crazy. It's like this conspiracy has been out in the open, like a real conspiracy has been out in the open, and they just like, they looked past it. It's so weird to me. I've always been floored by this, why the right didn't focus more on Jeffrey Epstein. I'm thankful that they are now, especially because it's coming back to bite Donald Trump in the ass. But it's crazy that you had this sweetheart deal worked out for Epstein, and then there was also the, he killed himself, and they're just like, they're not interested. Like, it's fucking wild. But the timeline there is interesting. I'm glad you pointed that out. Very, very weird. Let's see here. V-Man, $20. Thank you so much, V-Man. Very, very kind. Pedro was a brilliant lawyer who defended the poor for chickens. He organized sugarcane workers to strike and fought for independence for Puerto Rico in the 1930s through 50s. The U.S. arrested him and irritated him until he couldn't speak. Jesus Christ. Yeah, good to know. Thank you for sharing that. We are a monstrous country. Cristobal, haha, $100 for Mike to shit on his idea. I'm not trying to be mean. I don't know if they're being sincere. I would just like, you can't get me to agree to something by giving me $100, especially if it's that bad of an idea. So I'm sorry, but thank you for the $100, but I'm sorry. Omega Shenron with $10. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. So today is not a drill. I just found out a one-page proposal to narrow the definition of employees and widening the definition of contractors for employers. It will shift a lot. So a proposal. I'll look into this. I'm not sure if this is a bill or an executive order, but obviously that would be really fucked up. Yeah, I'll look into this because I have not heard of this yet. Let's see here. Next one is from Brand. Where's Brand? Oh, jumped around for me. Some of them aren't showing up. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Omega says, also watch Super, but skip episodes 1 through 20. Watch BOTG first. Okay, I'll keep that in mind for sure. Balthazar says, it feels like a hat on hat, but Pete Buttigieg has the face of a rat. I never trusted him from the start. He is a rat. He's a rat. Remember when he tried to Juan Guaido the fucking Iowa caucus back in 2020? Declared victory. Fuck that guy. I hate Buttigieg so much. Nintendo Gaming Channel says Israel doing something to Muslim like Nazis to Jew. I mean, look, if you look at the pictures of starving Palestinians, they look eerily similar to pictures of people during the Holocaust. It is so horrifying to think that we're watching this happen in real time. I could never get over it. Even though like we've been seeing this now for almost 2 years, like you just can't get desensitized or numb to it. When you see new shit every single day, it's so horrifying. Brand says, trapped in Texas, anything we can do at this point? I mean, honestly, try your best to form a really strong bonds with your local community, because even though your whole state is just like a fucked mess at this point, there are people who do agree with you, who can at least help you feel more sane, perhaps organize mutual aid, just like try to find like some sort of DSA chapter or leftist group that you can try to ingratiate yourself with in some way. I think that'd be my advice for you. It's the only way to survive in, you know, those kinds of those states. Find like your little leftist bubble and try to be with them. FDR says $10. Thank you. Extremely disappointed in you, Mike. The point of my company was to fight the health insurance companies. I watched you for years, and you wouldn't even bother to look at either YouTube video. Well, I appreciate you watching me for years, but I just don't think that health insurance companies and like I don't think that healthcare and crypto have anything to do with each other. And if you have a Medicare for all system, you don't need to link it to crypto. I am not a crypto person, as you pointed out in your original post. So yeah, I don't like crypto. I'm very sorry I offended you, but fuck crypto. I'll be saying that to the day I die. And that's it.
All right, let's.
Oh, I got one new member, Sage and Candle. Thank you, Sage and Candle.
All right, here we go. Ready? Are you at the top of the?
There we go.
Okay, cool. Tokyo Hans with a super chat. Oh my God, it would be awesome to get PBD on. We should.
That'd be amazing. Great friend of the show.
Yep, Jay Cass with a super chat. The Last of Us Mafia. Yeah, when it was just you and me, I guess it was, right?
Yeah.
We got, let's see, Nintendo Gaming Channel. Which of Leftist Mafia has memberships aside, Mike? What?
Besides me, so you have memberships.
Oh, besides my. Oh yeah, right. I didn't understand what they were saying. Yep.
Yeah, David. I think that Rebecca and Ariana do too, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's see. Foresto Montero with a super chat. What does this say? The we interview?
The we interview whoever and let our audience decide mindset.
Oh, okay. I got to read the whole thing. That would make sense. The we interview whoever and let our audience decide mindset is so gross. They just want to shed all responsibility for any kind of intellectual labor. Yeah, I feel like that's you hear that from mainstream media too, which is funny because these guys are supposed to be like the anti-mainstream media, right? The whole like we report, you decide. Like we just put the information out there for you. I'm sorry, like that's not how it works.
That's such bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. It's baby brain shit, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Riddlor Ekvi with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for playing the song last week. One of the reasons I made it was because you said you were getting strong strikes for the copyright in the intro. Hope you find a spot to use it in. And if you ever need, if you ever needs mid-dick, what? I'm down to help.
Mid-dick, I'm down to help.
No, I don't think he's offering me some mid dick.
Music.
Right, that would make sense, right? Music, right? Mid-dick.
On a serious note, that is really cool. That's really kind.
I don't know what happened. Like in the past 10, 15 minutes, I've been hit with a wave of exhaustion and
That's how it always happens.
Yeah. But no, really, Lord, thank you so much. We should start using that song. I am tired of the copyright strikes.
Yeah, I'll mix it when I get a chance, or have Lance mix it. I'm so busy that I haven't been able to get anything done on the weekends. But when I have a chance, I'll try. Maybe Lance can do it before me.
Sorry, everyone. Mike's just been so busy lately.
Usually that's when I get all the, extracurricular shit out of the way when my show's over. If there's stuff for Leftist Mafia that I need to do, I'll try to do it over the weekends, but I have not had any time lately, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited about adding that. That's a great song.
Yeah. When Mike is laid out on the beach, George can't find any time for this.
I mean, I have been doing a lot of extra stuff just because, it's the weather is nice. I've been going kayaking and enjoying life. So
hey, this is the time to do it because all right, let's go to the
walks. It's been wonderful.
For Resto with another super chat. It's so hard not to scam the right sometimes. Just absolute insanity, like garlic perfume to keep Democratic vampires away. Archangel with a $10 super chat. Did you see how Trump has greenlit gutting and rebuilding the East Wing of the White House into a massive ballroom so we can host bigger dinners and parties? This will be a gaudy golden shit place. Yeah, the announcement from what is her name, Levitt, was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious.
I just saw the tweet about the picture from the White House. That the gold is so fucking tacky. It's just disgusting.
These guys are so out of touch, and these were supposed to be the folks to save the little people and help the forgotten man. And what a joke!
It just looks like fucking. I don't know. It looks like something. If you look at the Oval Office, compare it to Biden's Oval Office, Trump's has so much gold. It looks like a fucking thrift store, where you see all this gold. This is real gold, obviously not fake gold, but it just looks very gaudy. It's giving grandma's house where she's got all her fucking gold shit out, not mixing up the colors. It is fucking disgustingly ugly. I'm sorry. I like gold. It's beautiful, but you don't overdo it. There's a limit until it starts looking really fucking gaudy, as Archangel said.
Sound like Gold Member, right? That was his name from the Austin Powers movie. You were like, I like gold. What was it again? Gold Member, right?
I don't remember. I don't remember though. It's been so long since I've seen that.
Hold on. I found it. Here we go. Hold on. Oh, wait, I have the audio off. Hold on. Oh my God, I'll get it right. Here we go.
I love gold. I love gold.
You said
I still don't remember that part. Oh no,
you said that. You're like, don't get me wrong. I love gold.
It looks. Oh, I'm still echoing. Can you turn off my echo? I'm echoing. Matt, do you hear me echoing?
No, I don't.
It's driving me insane. You have to undo what you did.
What did I do? Oh! I know what I did. I left my system audio up. My bad. There you go.
Yes.
But I didn't hear it. Funny enough, I didn't hear it.
Oh, you didn't?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't echo for me, which is weird.
No, I think that one gold thing is nice. Like if you put like a gold fucking like I don't know a knickknack on the coffee table, I don't know. But all the shit in the Oval Office is gold. It's so ugly. I mean, Trump has no style in his face.
Don't get me wrong though. I love gold.
I am very like I feel like I have good taste when it comes to decorating stuff. I mean, I'm a homosexual, it's natural, right? But like I do have great taste. And to see that Oval Office, goddamn, disgraceful.
No, I agree. There is a certain tackiness to a lot of what tasteless, wealthy people think makes them look wealthy or rich.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the McMansion is the perfect, like, insignia of, like, American bad taste, right? I mean... Rob Atkins with a $10 super chat. YouTube's flagging of Al Jazeera English as government funded while not doing the same for other networks makes me wonder if this action makes YouTube what Althusser called the ISA. Thoughts? I'm not familiar with the last thing you bring up. I'll look into it. But yeah, I think to flag certain outlets as government funded, but then not flagging other outlets because they're like mainstream American outlets as for their funding is ludicrous. Yeah,
Al Jazeera does really good reporting.
They do.
I think it's fine to point out the funding. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But
and also, you know, I probably wouldn't, go to Al Jazeera for my news on Qatar, right? But I mean, how often, right? You know, just like I thought, I thought Russia Today, America, RT America did good work back in the early 2010s when they were covering like Occupy Wall Street and everything. Would I go to them for like my coverage of Russia? Absolutely not. But they were doing a good job at covering American protests, and obviously you do note the funding, so you know like exactly why they're covering this stuff. But it doesn't make their coverage of being on the ground and recording and videotaping actually what's going on doesn't make that inaccurate. You just have to know why they're covering it, what their motive is. But it doesn't make the work bad.
Yeah, you got to be a responsible consumer of media.
Yes. When you're consuming your favorite journalists, the Nelk Boys, and their coverage of world events, like an interview of Netanyahu, it's important to know that Netanyahu handed them the fucking script of questions. It's important to, yeah.
Okay, next is Tokyo Hans, I believe. I'm just going like in chronological order.
No, here we go. Tokyo Hans. In the late 90s, my friends and I also started a hockey team in middle school because there wasn't one. Half the team was girls. No one cared. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't allow a kid to sit out. And it has nothing to do with like LGBTQ or whatever, race, religion, gender, like I just mentioned, none of that. No kid who wants to play should be left out. And so if there's not a team in their age group or in, whatever the split up of the teams is, whatever they go by, then that kid should be allowed to play an age older, within an age older, or with boys or with girls or whatever.
Yeah, at that formative age, they can't, like, you want them to feel included. You don't want kids to feel left out. I mean, we're talking about children here. So the fact that, like, people can just, like, flippantly say, oh, yeah, exclude these kids, these 5 kids in the country, I think that is so deeply inhumane and cruel that it's tantamount to bullying these children.
I mean, I can tell you that, like, if like there's an age group that doesn't have enough kids of that age, they let those kids play on a team that's older, like one age older for soccer. Is that fair? No, actually, those kids are a skill level behind. But they do it because it's not fair. It's extremely not fair to let them sit out and not play at all. Sports isn't fair.
No.
Basketball, taller kids have an advantage. We don't say, sorry, tall kids, you can't play. And there's always that tall kid on some team. It's not like the NBA where everyone's tall. No, in youth sports, there's always a basketball team where it's like, a bunch of kids in the height range that their age group usually is. And then they're, holy shit, where the fuck did this 6 foot 10-year-old come from?
Mm-hmm.
But you let them play because it's the kids allowed to play. We don't want them not to play. That wouldn't be fair.
Yeah.
Bay Photo with the super chat. Matt, you report on tech. Have you seen the AI age verification system on YouTube is going to be testing out on US users? Yeah, I was asked about that on my stream last night too. I don't know too much about how it's going to work. I do think it's going to be incredibly inaccurate. And the example I brought up is like, how much do you go on YouTube and find yourself in like a fucking nostalgia, falling down a nostalgia hole, right? Like watching some like a clip from like a Nicktoon that you watched on Nickelodeon back when you were a kid. And now the AI is going to determine from your watching, your viewing habits that, oh, you're probably a kid. It's going to be a disaster. Because people don't watch, people watch good content, and a lot of good content is made for kids or family-oriented content. I mean, everyone goes to see a Disney or Pixar movie, right? That's family friendly. You watch a Pixar trailer on YouTube, are you going to be pegged as a kid under the age of 12 or something?
And they have an app for YouTube Kids, like content specifically for kids. So I don't understand why they're doing this, aside from, we're trying to get people's information if they're logged out. Or, and this will hurt creators if it forces people to log in. Because a lot of people don't log in, they just watch and they give us views and ad revenue, and that helps these channels. But like if they're forced to log in and verify their age, they might just be like, oh, fuck it, I'm not going to do that. So it's unnecessary. And they have an app for kids, so it's very stupid.
Let's see. Pointy Fingers with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Pointy Fingers. Just finding you guys, and this is definitely a great surprise. All my faves are here. Wow, that's awesome to hear. It's really cool how people are still finding this show. Or really, I mean, I think that's awesome.
We got to do a better job at promoting ourselves because we have not done anything.
Yeah. Let's see. John Jeffrey with a super chat. Superman guy was on one last night, but I think his heart's in the right place. Glad you're not teasing him. Good takes tonight. No, I think that caller yesterday was fine. I mean, I didn't agree with everything he said, and I thought some of the topics I wasn't quite following, but I like new callers, and I thought the Superman stuff was very interesting. People are going to have different personalities and different opinions and different takes, and I welcome them all. And I'm not going to dunk on him, but also I feel like in the same vein that anyone has a right to their opinion, I'm fine with my audience in good faith sort of having fun with it. I don't think anyone's being mean. And if someone was, I would call them out. Pointy Fingers again with a super chat. $100 to me too. Jeez, love you, bro. Can you shill my crypto coin? It's called the International Criminal Court stablecoin. I mean, with you throwing this money around, I'm starting to think maybe you really are some sort of Bitcoin millionaire or something.
That's funny.
Damn. Kowalski with a $10 super chat. So June is LGBTQ Pride Month. July is Straight Pride Month. August will be Incel Pride Months. Those should be some interesting parades. September is Punk Pride Month. Wake me up when September ends. Devil's Advocate with Super Chat. I'm this space host, and I want to be y'all's guest next week to talk New South Park and right-wing geek grifters. Do we have a guest for next week?
I think we do. I have to confirm. I think we do have a guest, but reach out to us on Twitter or something. If either of us are mutuals or one of us, just reach out. We also have another guest. I don't know that Ariana is scheduling, so we'll have to plan ahead. But yeah, reach out.
All right, let's see. Pointy Fingers again with a $50 super chat. My God. I'm also very disappointed in you. You have never watched any of my videos. They are still uploading, by the way. I'm confused.
Like the memeing.
JJ Cyan with a super chat. I enjoy you on Majority Report. My first time watching was when you were there making fun of the anti-woke Bud Light commercial. LOL. Oh, that's awesome. I don't remember that segment, but I hope it was good. I mean, I guess it was if you if it had a lasting memory on a lasting impression on you. Oh no, my mic stand is breaking. I need to
Oh shit.
Oh boy. It's losing its like Oh boy. I don't know what's going on. All right. I'll have to make it work.
That's why one of these are Matt, this is like $10 and it's like the best purchase ever.
Yeah, I like the hanging
I've had
ones,
the
like-
arms. Yeah, they're convenient, but like I've always gotten ones that break, even like the really quality ones. I do have one that's good now, but like it still is. It always moves, and it's hard to keep it in the spot. I don't know. I could try to adjust it though.
All right, let's Baltazar the super chat. Who's ready for the panic over how Thomas the Tank Engine is forcing our children to accept trains people exist? Right. Tokyo Hans. Trump needs to convert the East Wing into a McDonald's.
That would actually be hilarious, objectively so.
I mean, it makes more sense than the ballroom.
Yeah.
Sanity Plate with a super chat. Last night, I dutifully grabbed my own copy of Superman Smashes the Klan from the shelf. I highly recommend you pick up one for your progeny. Peace and love. SK with a super chat. Sending support from a Canadian teacher. Thanks for all you do. Thank you so much. Why everyone's being so nice tonight.
So nice.
Baltazar with another super chat, a $10 super chat. I wrestled for 6 years. I got my ass handed to me by cis women and cis men alike. Weight class was infinitely fairer than segregation by gender. Some people are just built different. Right.
I didn't know you wrestled, Balthazar. That's really cool.
Well, it's just to be clear, this sounds like collegiate wrestling, not like pro wrestling.
No, still, that's really cool, though.
No, it is. I know.
That's a long time to be committed.
Yeah. Let's see.
Is it Pointy Fingers next?
Oh, yeah, Pointy Fingers again. Jeez, dude, you're going nuts.
Big
I appreciate
spender.
it, though. Another $50 super chat. Guys, I have a new coin. Kids should be allowed to play outside stable coin. It's going to the moon. Get in soon. I agree that kids should be allowed to play outside. I don't know if we need to monetize that via crypto. Baltazar with another $20, a $20 super chat this time. Everyone's being so generous tonight.
Yeah.
I'll happily have the
Love
sports
it.
discussions when we get complaints about trans men and men's gymnastics taking scholarships for being able to do floor routines better. Until then, I'm not taking any of their complaints seriously. Complaints about trans men. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen, like whatever. We've talked about this issue a lot tonight, but like for all the complaining, nothing has ever gone beyond like what I think like the biggest issue was. What's her face? Riley Gaines making a whole big deal about
Tying for fifth with the trans
tying for
woman.
fifth. in like competitive swimming in college. Like otherwise, most of this stuff is about like high school kids, which is ludicrous.
Yeah.
It's not professionals. This is strictly for fun. Or to work on your skills, like to get better. And no trans person is stopping you from doing that. From getting better as an individual player.
Riley Gaines needs to get good. She's bad. That's why she came in 5th place. Well, I shouldn't say she's bad. I'm sure she's like good, but she just got outperformed by a lot of other people. Most of them cis women. So she shouldn't blame trans people for that. She should just get good. I have a couple of super chats that came in too.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I have one from Sage and Candle who says Political Punk made a video, couldn't post the link. Yeah, I don't know if you can share links, but yeah, I know Political Punk. I've seen their videos. Yeah, good stuff. He's very colorful. It's entertaining. Nintendo Gaming Channel says, every day I fear World War III due to US, Russia, etc. Well, you shouldn't live in fear. I understand why you're afraid, but I would say you can't fear what you can't control. So put it out of your mind if you can. And last but not least, KM says, weird dream that I met Mike and he was roasting me so bad. Seriously? Oh, that makes me feel bad. I would never do that. I don't know why your subconscious thought that I would roast you. Anyway, first time watching live instead of replay. That's awesome. I'm glad you made it live. That's funny. So I was a dick in your dream. Damn, do I give that impression? I feel like I'm nice. I'm very nice in person. Oh, one more here. Please, Matt, this is from I'm Here. Please, Matt, let me make you like crypto quid pro quo style.
Hey, listen, if anyone would like to, any crypto millionaire would like to give me a sack full of money, I will gladly accept. I'm not going to change my opinion on crypto, and you're not going to be able to buy my opinion change. But if you want to just generously endorse me yourself via a chunk of money, I'm certainly not going to turn that money down.
Yeah, we can't be bought, because if we really were all about the money, we would be doing right-wing shows right now, not left-wing shows. So
I can't be bought, but I will accept the money. like you won't get anything in exchange. Well, that's not true. I would give you certain things, certain services, perhaps. Well, that doesn't sound right either.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, hold the brakes there, buddy.
I mean, as in like product. Like if you're looking to start a podcast and you are a multimillionaire and you'd like to give me lots of money to help you start a podcast, I'd be happy to do that. Provide my podcast producer services, for example. That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna like take your money and run away with it. But you can't buy me in terms of like, buy my opinion, buy my change of heart. That you can't do.
You got 2 new super chats that just came in. First one.
JP with a super chat. Hope you had a good show. Just woke up, going to listen back to stream at work. If it was a bad show, I want my money back. Greetings from Europe. Oh, JP, have a great day over in the EU. I don't know where you're from. So let me try a whole bunch of things.
Guten Tag. Bonjour.
Bonjour, JP. Bonjour, JP. Or Guten Tag, JP. I don't know.
Hola.
Hola, JP. Wherever you're from, I hope you have a wonderful day.
Lucky for you, JP, it was a phenomenal show. One of our best.
Right. Yeah.
As always.
And Pointy Fingers with another
My
$100.
God. They're making it rain on you, Matt.
I have a feeling this person is gonna contact YouTube and charge it back, saying like his credit card was stolen or something. Pointy Fingers says, I got a new coin. Don't trust your lying eyes, crypto coin. Are you in? Yeah.
Well, that's it. So all that's left is to raid somebody on Twitch. I vote for Riverboat Jack or No Comment Chick, one or the other. But aside from that, we're good.
Oh, wait, over on Twitch really quick. I just realized I had some Serious Business resubscribe for 3 months at tier 1. They've been a subscriber for 41 months over at twitch.tv/MattBinder. Thank you so much. And Ponderosapine resubscribed for 15 months at tier 1. They've been a subscriber for 43 months. And they want me to say this in the Mickey voice. Let me try. Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? I thought not. It's not a story the Jedi would tell you. It's a Sith legend. Darth Plagueis was a dark Sith, was a dark Lord of the Sith, so powerful and so wise. He could use the Force to influence the midichlorians to create life. He had such a knowledge of the dark side that he could even keep the ones he cared about from dying. The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. He became so powerful, and I guess he got cut off.
Thank God. That was going on so long.
It's
got
a
one
meme.
more super chat, and I got
it's
two.
a meme. It's a copy pasta thing.
Oh, okay. I was not familiar with it.
Yeah.
This is for you. And then I got.
Oh wait,
more.
hold on. I got one more. All right. Devil's Advocate says sent you all the messages today, Twitter and email. LOL. No, we'll get you on. We'll get you on for sure. No. I think we just have someone next week, but nothing's saying you can't come on the following week. All right. I'll let you know. We'll look into the schedule and we'll let you know.
Okay, and then I got one from Encephalitisify. Thank you for the $10, and I apologize for destroying your name. I don't have anything clever. Just want to say thanks for the show. That's really kind of you. Really appreciate you saying that. Thank you. And then
I got another one as well. I'm sorry. Baltazar, we need to revive the Crypt Keeper as the Crypto Keeper and use him to do anti-crypto PSAs. That's pretty smart. He could talk about all the meme coins and current cryptocurrencies that died. Like he could be the Crypto Keeper, like all the tales from the Crypto Keeper.
Okay, I got another one. Ant Smasher Jack. Did you hear the Green Beret story about a Palestinian kid showing appreciation for the scrap of food given to him before shot to death by IDF? I've not seen that.
I've seen that one. I didn't see the whole thing.
Jesus Christ.
I read the summary. It's a mercenary, a U.S. mercenary sharing the story. No reason.
Okay. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, it's the whistleblower guy, right? Who's part of the GHF? Yeah. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's pretty bad when a mercenary is like, "Oh, that's some fucked up shit."
Yeah, no shit, right?
Yeah.
AMK4956, not Kowalski, says, you get more money because you laugh at my bad jokes better than Matt. I'm putting 300% tariffs on Doomed. Damn. Well, thank you, sir. All right, that's it. Who are we rating?
Let's see. Who's on? Who'd you say before?
So there's No Comment Chick. I think that we should probably rate them. They have a smaller audience. They could probably use the extra people.
Sure. Yeah, we could do that.
No Comment Chick. And yeah, everybody, thank you so much for watching the show. Oh, hello to Progressive Voices in the chat. Nice to see PV always.
Wait, hold on. Is No Comment Chick on? I just clicked the stream and there's no one. It's just a freeze frame. I don't think they're on.
Oh, okay. Maybe they're not on. There's also there's Cosmopolitics is on. I don't know if she's done because they usually get done about.
No, they do that. They do that multi-stream, and I don't know if she's actually. If you look, she's not on the stream. I don't think.
All right, well, we can always go for Riverboat Jack as well. We haven't rated her in a long time.
Oh, you know who's on that we haven't rated in a while? USA Hole.
Oh, okay. Is that USA and then the O is a 0, right?
Yes, right, yep.
Okay. Yeah. Good idea. All right, everybody.
Hold on, I'm clicking that star rated button. Hold on. Oh, just got another super chat really quick. Super Platano Man, I saw a video of a Gaza social influencer showing us what he eats in a day while trying to work out. It was 900 calories. This was 2 months ago.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm going to hit that raid button now. See you all very soon. Thank you all for joining us tonight, and I hope you enjoyed.
Take care, everybody.
All right, just hit raid now.